Yeah, no, keep that
James
going. That's
a
good.
month ago.
That's good. Clearly, our players know the theme song. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for tonight's session of Another One Bites the Dice. I am your Dungeon Master, Tyler. With me are my four wonderful players who are going to introduce themselves, starting with Kelsey.
Hi, I am Kelsey. I'm eating a piece of bacon.
Nice.
I play Winter Fatooine, not to be confused with Fashion. Whoever, only losers say it like that. She is an artificer without any tools or equipment or clothing.
What level is she?
She's 4.
Wait. Willa.
Hello, my name is Liana, and I am playing a bard named Willa. Currently, I am the only person in this campaign with shit. Everyone else, they've lost it. So I'm the most useful person on the team, and I'm the bard, guys.
Isadora.
Lady Isadora Maria Ana Coletta Louise de Carlisle. I have no shit. I have no money. I have no holy symbol, which means I cannot cast half of my spells. Tonight I have no accent, evidently. We're doing great. I'm a level 4 Twilight Cleric with 9 hit points and an inability to heal properly.
Yeah, they are. James. Go ahead and introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Oh, we do that now.
Oh my god. He's really getting meta with his character. He's going full method.
I play, my name's James, and I will be auditioning with a piece by the Wyvern-born barbarian Zoot. It is entitled, Get Me the Hell Out of This Jail Cell.
Wonderful. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, or for those of you who need a recap from last week, our players have found themselves in the mystical, horrifying, strange world of Barovia. They were tasked by the first couple people that they met to bring a young woman, Irina, from the village of Barovia to this larger city, the town of Vallaki.
We're tasked by her very sexy older brother. Don't leave that part out.
Tasked by Isadora's future husband, Ismark, to protect her from the ruler of this land of Barovia, the Count Rod von Zarevich. So they've gotten Irina to Vallaki. Last week we saw our 4 players recover from the very harrowing experience they had at the windmill that they came to know was known as the Old Bone Grinder, for reasons that they then realized were why they were clear. They regrouped. They spent a night on the road. They were helped by a flock of watchful ravens. 2 of our players...
They ate the crows. The wolves.
2 of our players were visited by visions in the night, dreams, that offered them a little bit of prodding or opportunity or praise. Woke up the next day, made their way into town, and after a long interrogation by the city guard, who made it very clear that the laws of the town were to be respected. Never mention the Devilstrahd by name, participate in preparing and attending the weekly festivals, and that happiness is mandatory. So, taking those warnings deeply to heart, all 4 of our players were super aware of the threat of what would happen if they did not respect those laws, as they came upon the town square and witnessed a large gallows at the center of town, surrounded by stocks with villagers held in the stocks with plaster donkey heads on them. They continued through the town square to the Church of St. Andrew, the holiest place in the town, and a space where they believed that Irina would be safe from Strahd's grasp. But upon arriving to the church, they learned from the curate, Father Lucian, that the previous evening someone had stolen the relics that were allowing the church to be a sanctified space. He mentioned that Milivaj, this young man who is the gravedigger, was either probably responsible or knew who it was, because he was the only other person who even knew that these holy relics were in the crypt below the altar, and that he could be found in the orphanage. So they set off to the orphanage after a brief detour where Winnie and Willa both decided to touch the mist again. Were both visited by more voices in their heads. Just can't help themselves. Walking through the streets of the town, Lady Isadora striking out on her own, trying to get shit done, get stuff knocked off the to-do list without really consulting with any of the others. This final act of party splitting sent our lovely, newly leveled barbarian into his first rage. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Sexy. Look at that video editing. And throughout his rage, during his rage, he was also visited by a strange, otherworldly voice, telling him to embrace this side of him, and that the voice would be able to help restore him to what he once was, if only he would seek its aid. The scene in the street brought all of the guards. They arrested Zoot in an effort to be brought along with Zoot, I guess, so that he wouldn't be alone.
Yes!
Why?
He dies if he goes alone.
Why?
We do not go alone!
Yeah, Lady Isadora decided to, rather than just like, smack the guard on the back of the head or push him, cast a very high damage spell.
First level. I just rolled really well.
And almost kill one of the city guard captains. So Isadora and Zoot found themselves brought to the Reformation Center. Our other two, Winnie and Willa, met back up with Irina at the Blue Water Inn, which is the local tavern, the place where everybody had been mentioning, it would probably be a safe and comfortable spot to bed down for the evening. Willa was able to negotiate down by telling the owner that she would be willing to perform for them. And we ended last session with Zoot and Isadora sitting in a jail cell in the Reformation Center, and Winnie and Willa and Irina contemplating just how the hell they were going to get these two out of jail. So, we are going to start this evening with Zoot and Isadora. The two
That's
of
the
you,
one I didn't want you to say.
I know, I was not ready.
the two of you are sitting alone. We left you that evening. Isadora, you were helping Zoot with his letters,
Double beef jerky.
learning how to write in his diary.
Do you have a diary now, Zoot? I highly recommend it. You should always have something entertaining to read with you.
Yes, I have procured a diary in this jail cell. That was a joke.
It was a very funny joke. Sorry, I'm a little loopy. I think it's the being in prison.
How are you holding up?
I've been better. You might say this is, in fact, my rock bottom. Very possibly the worst I've ever been in my entire life.
I think last time I tried this, it didn't work, so it should work this time. I'm going to go over and see if I can just lay a hand on Isadora's shoulder. Or if she's sitting down, her ankle.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm
And-
sitting
I'm
down,
assuming you're sitting
absolutely.
down. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll lay a hand on her ankle, and then I will try to give her 5 points of lay on hands and see what happens.
Isidore, you take 2.
I figured it out, Tyler. I've done the math. I figured it out. I'm furious about it.
Ooh, that 50% math.
It wasn't 50% last time. Why did I think I have 6? I have
thought you
now
had
I have
n-
6 hit points. I thought I had 9 too, but it said 4 on my sheet.
Hmm.
It's cool.
No, you had gotten up to 6 because you had 4 and then you took your long rest in the morning and you rolled 2 on the
Yeah, thank
D8.
you. I'll take those 2 extra
Yeah, so
points,
you had
Tyler. You're very
6,
generous this evening.
And now you have 8.
I'm ready to go. Let's jailbreak.
That time was weird. It kind of worked, but kind of didn't.
I think it's not you, it's me. And I mean that very genuinely. There's something wrong right now. And I don't know how to fix it yet. I have someone I'm supposed to talk to if I ever get out of prison, I suppose. But it's not you, it's me.
I'm going to try to add 5 points to my own health, but I'm already at max health, so it's going to fail. No, it didn't work that time. Okay, I'm on a good cycle.
Every other. That's Zoot's
Zoot.
cycle.
Can I ask, earlier you got very angry, and it was very frightening. Is that what you used to do on the battlefield? I haven't seen you do that before.
Yeah. That
You
is
like
the
it?
way of the battle rager. You let your anger at the world fuel you. Decimate anyone who stands in your way. I didn't mean to decimate you, though.
I appreciate that you didn't. I think you probably could have very easily. So thanks. Did you enjoy it? That's what you want to do, right? Is be a battle rager again?
Yeah. It's like when you see someone you knew a long time ago and they've changed and they aren't the same person anymore. I recognize the excitement. It feels good, but I won't be able to rejoin my old tribe and hunt with them and work with them, so it's useless to do.
Well, I will gladly be a member of your new tribe if you'll have me. And I think we have quite a lot of hunting to do, so it might be a bit useful yet.
Well, let's hunt for a way out first, so that we don't die in the cell.
Zoot, I hate to say it, but if anything happens to me right now, I am dead. I don't know how much sleeping will help. I can try to heal myself more, but I don't know that now is the time for me to be taking risks. I will gladly do whatever you need to help you. And if that involves coming with you, I will gladly come with you.
No. You rest. I'll keep watch. I'll see if there are, if any guards come nearby.
Okay. Also, this is a very strange request. I hear you can get a thing called prison tats. I believe they are like tattoos that are given to you in prison. If you find somebody who does those, I would like to meet them.
I don't think that's a priority right now.
Understood. But it might help me out. Possibly. Possibly not.
Oh.
It may be useless and a waste of money and pain and time, but
Okay.
it might
Okay,
help me.
I'll look for your tats.
It is, on this sole occasion, not for vanity.
Are they like bats?
Bats?
Bats. Are they like
Tats?
bats?
Are
Are
they
tats?
tats? Are they like bats or hats? No. It's a drawing somebody does in your skin.
Oh, a tattoo. I
Yes.
understand. Okay,
Yes.
sure.
It's more
I-
it's more war paint. All of my war
Yeah.
paint is gone right now, but might find some new
Why?
paint.
Why don't you
Paint?
stop talking?
Eventually, I really should.
I-
Thank you. Thank
I-
you very much, Zoot.
I think you should rest
Okay, sounds good.
very quietly.
Okay, you got it. Tribe member. Good night.
I'll just quietly just stand at the front of the cell and look around, see if anybody comes nearby. I can ask them about the tattoos or something. I'll be here for a little while.
Isadora, are you gonna go to sleep?
I sure am.
Okay, so Zoot, as you keep watch at the front of the cell, you hear the sort of sounds of the Reformation Center around you, and they've become more audible as the night goes on. It seems like the later in the night, the more sort of work is being done in the Reformation Center, and you can tell that the work that's done here is causing immense pain to certain people. You hear the screams echoing off of the stones around you. They're distant. They're not happening sort of in this immediate area of the prison, but you can definitely hear them.
Can I just want to try one more time on those bars and see if I get any further today.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to roll 20 plus. Is this going to be athletics?
Make it athletics.
Okay.
As opposed to
I got
strength.
13 plus 5 is 8.
Wait, oh shit, fuck! I wake up very suddenly.
What?
I also think I have a new spell where if you want to do anything, I can help you. Just let me know before you try anything and I will help you out. I can do that now. There are a lot of things I can't do at the moment, but that's
Back to
something I can do.
sleep.
Good night.
That was
so,
weird.
So she was like sleepwalking.
All right, 18.
18. You grab the bars and you're trying to sort of not just rip them but bend them, and there's just no movement whatsoever. There's like a creaking, but no. You realize that no matter sort of how much you try to force your way out, that there's not going to be.
Sure.
Make a perception.
How close
check.
are the screams? I was actually going to say if I could figure out if the screams are coming in a direction.
Oh yeah, make a perception check.
All right, perception is. Yeah, I got a natural one that time. Natural 1 plus 1.
They might not even be screams. They might just be really bad singing. You don't know.
What? Oh, they could be singing. It's true.
Definitely not a direction. You're not really able to pinpoint anything. And you're also not able to see the first 3 times that one of the guards that's been patrolling the hallway in front of you and sort of wandering back and forth, after the shift change, the guards sort of, another came and relieved the one that had been there when you first arrived. Intentionally would stop in front of your cell and sort of linger there, and then after lingering for a bit would move on, and then came back a second time and would linger and move on.
And I roll an insight to see if I'm picking up on any sort of secret meaning of this stop and start pattern.
Give me an insight check.
All right. That one is a 14 plus 3 is 17.
There is definitely a reason why he is stopping in front of your cell. And it becomes abundantly clear after the third time he does it, when you clearly were not picking up on the cue, that he sort of clears his throat and sort of leans his head back next to the bars and just says, "Lady Watcher sends her regards. Be on the lookout." And just continues to walk.
Yes.
So with that, we're going to go to Winter and Willa. Y'all are back. Chilling. Not in the torture chamber anymore. That would be dumb. Let's stop those. Back in the Blue Water Inn. And if memory serves, you were about to sort of head down the stairs, and Winnie and Irina, perhaps, were going to go to the Burgomaster's house while Willa performed? Or Willa, were you going to go with them and then perform? What did you want to do?
I'm worried that, I mean, like, will it time out? Will I have enough time to do both?
It seems the group that was here when you arrived is still here. The inn has gotten even more crowded. It seems like the type of place that isn't going to go to sleep for a while.
Okay, well then I will go with them.
You sure you're gonna come with us?
I mean, do you want me to stay?
No. I think it'd be very good if the charismatic one had to come with us.
Okay. I'm coming then. Also here, and I'm going to reach into my bag and grab out my dagger and hand it to her. Handle first. So, yeah, you can add a dagger, +4 to hit, 1d4 + 2 piercing.
Is it a +4 for me to hit? It might be lower.
Oh, it might be. Mine's dex, and I think I have a high dex.
Yeah, you do. It's
yeah,
okay.
It's whatever your dexterity score is with a dagger.
Yeah, mine would be a +2.
Okay, so Winnie's got a dagger now.
I have a few things.
So the three of you walk back downstairs, and you see the same crowd that was there before, plus a few others. Danica sort of waves to you from behind the bar and says, "We'll see you tonight for the performance, yes?"
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait.
We are all very excited. We cannot wait to see you.
Yes, I'm just gonna go grab something to wear for tonight.
Of course,
I'll be
of
back
course.
soon.
She sort of waves you as you head out into the night. You walk out into the city, and it is cold, dark. It's eerily quiet from the way that you experienced it before. The decorations that were up and sort of blanketing the town are not really they're there, but clearly they're in a space of transition. You feel this sort of very cold wind lights in windows are blinking out as you walk by. It seems like most of the town is boarding up for the night. The Blue Water Inn is really the only beacon of light and sound that's left. I'll ask you this. Do you know where you're going?
To the Burgermaster's house, which I'm going to find
Uh-huh.
by casting a spell.
Okay.
So I am going to use guiding hand to take me to the Burgermaster's house of Locky.
Huh. So
I don't like that. You're
no, so the hand sort of pops out in front of you, and it very slowly sort of turns to the right outside the front of the inn and starts to drift down the road. And it takes you down, it takes you through the square, back the way that you came, and you see it sort of curl around the square. And as you pass through the square, you notice the people that are in the stocks. The plaster donkey heads have been removed from some of them. Make a perception check, the two of you, for me.
$15.
Willa,
Oh,
you
sorry.
can... Oh.
16.
Okay. So you both actually realize that the ones that have had the heads removed, they've clearly died. They've clearly passed from either exposure or some reason. Something has caused them to die while in the stocks. You don't really know how long they were in there, but you see them sort of taking the heads off of these bodies, lifting them out of the stocks and sort of dropping them onto the ground, and the guards kind of load them into a cart and drag them away while the others remain. And you walk further, and it takes you to the right, and you notice that it's guiding you down the path where you saw the guards take Zoot and Isadora. And you continue to walk down the street, seeing light after light blink out. And then this sort of beacon appears around a corner after you make a turn. And it is...
Is that for me?
It is a well-lit building that is set by itself. The largest building that you've seen so far in this town, other than the church.
I'm going to snap, and it's going to pop out of existence because I don't want to draw too much attention.
So you've come to this large building, and behind it, sort of looming, you can see this like very the outline and shadow of a very sort of block structure with tiny little windows, slits almost, that's sort of set behind this very well lit palatial manor in the heart of town. What do you do?
I'm going to turn to Arena, and I'm going to say, for the sake of being stealthy and not having people read our thoughts, do you mind if we all hop in a little brain channel together and talk?
Yes, I believe that would be okay.
Okay.
As long as I know it is you, it is okay.
It's me. It's me. Okay. So I'm gonna open. Can I like do like a whole channel? Like, can I like touch them and like?
I believe it's
Can
one
we,
creature.
can we group
I don't
chat?
think
Okay.
so. I believe it's one creature.
Okay. Well then, I will. We'll just say I always just relay information to everyone. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Like, okay.
Sure.
So I'll talk to Winter right now in my brain. So I imagine this place is probably pretty well guarded and that we probably won't be able to just walk straight up to the front door.
I mean, maybe if we just explain who we are.
No, I don't think that they want to know who we are. I don't think they care about who we are. I think our best bet is to stay in the shadows and maybe send Arena in.
I don't know about that.
I don't want to die.
So why don't you go in the shadows and I stay with Irina? That way she's
I
not
don't
alone.
want you to die either.
But so we want Irina to die?
No, I don't want her to die. I think that she'll be fine because she has money. And, well, I don't know if she has money anymore. I think she'll be fine because she has a title.
Are you gonna make me invisible again?
Do you need to be?
I can try and hide.
No. You shouldn't. Are you going with her or do you want to stay with me?
See, I think you should go with Irina because you're very good at convincing people, of many things, like giving you money and believing your stories.
Yeah, I mean, is this guy, do we know if he's single?
I mean,
I guess it doesn't matter. Let's be real.
if he is, I'm sure Lady Isadora is adding him to a list.
I'm worried about, I don't know. I just want to be careful. And I mean, I don't want us to end up in the same position. And I'm afraid, well, what if people recognize us?
So why don't you make me invisible? You stay with Irina and I'll follow up behind so I can stay in the shadows.
Okay. Do you think they have any sort of like?
I can try to be sneaky and you don't have to turn me invisible.
No. Absolutely not.
Is this because I tripped over the floor? Okay, look.
Yes, that is why. So I'm gonna relay the plan to Irina.
Who leaves a floorboard unrepaired?
Okay. So first step of being stealthy is.
You hear Irina in your head go, okay, yes, that makes sense. I do, though, I wonder if we should not be as upfront as possible.
Yeah, so do you think sneaking her in is a bad idea?
I think they are already looking for us, so at some point they are going to know that we are staying at the inn. It seems as if these guards are everywhere.
So, do you want me to go in with you?
I think that because you two have not committed any crimes, that you will be safe with me as my charges.
Okay.
And that I agree with your sister that I do think having you with us will be ultimately beneficial. You have a way of convincing people to do things.
Okay. I will go with you then, and we won't use any magic. Yeah?
Yes, I think that would be best.
and we'll just kind of let you do the talking. I feel like your title is going to be what keeps us alive.
I think, yes, I agree. I think that would be the best course of action. And then if it is still not enough, well, we will see. Cross the bridge.
We'll cross that bridge once we come to it.
Yes.
If you need to talk to me at all without anyone hearing, just scratch the side of your head, the right side.
The front or the back?
Whichever you prefer. Just let me know what's good for you.
She's like trying to figure out what one's more natural to her. I will.
Oh, what about
I will
that?
brush.
Your little nose
I
scratch.
will brush my hair to the side.
Brush your hair to the side? Okay.
Will be my signal.
Winnie just goes, "Is this thing on? Hello, lady."
I'm gonna pop back in. I'm gonna update you on the plan. We are not going in using magic. We're just gonna go in and just lay our cards out on the table. All right? Just be chill. Let her do the talking. Don't get angry. I know you get feisty. I swear, one of these days I'm gonna learn a spell that just makes you... Yeah, you heard me. I'm sure there's one out there.
That makes me what?
Shh.
I believe that spell already exists. It's called silence. You would know this if you read a book.
So,
I don't have time.
Irina sort of just out loud, now that she knows that the plan has nothing to do with being sneaky, just says, "Okay,
Yeah.
are we ready to go? I will go and knock on the door."
Yeah, I'm going to just like push up my boobs a little and brush my hair to the side and pinch my cheeks really hard.
Smort.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going in guns a-blazing.
Okay. And she approaches the front of the manor, and walks to the front door and knocks on the door, and you hear the sort of like clanking of armor approaching the door from the other side, and the door sort of slowly swings open, and you are ushered into the foyer of the burgomaster's. But we're gonna go back to Isadora and Zoot. Sorry, now you two should be able to see their scene. I realized you didn't have tokens before.
They were missing a lot of really good dramatic action from our tokens.
They were missing
doing a lot of token acting.
a lot of token chat, back and forth.
Am I still asleep?
So, Zoot, you've been sort of whispered to.
Watcher, the Lady Watcher.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I have been whispered to. I mean, is this person still here, or did they want to pass the message on and walk away?
He walked away, and as you continue sort of keeping an eye out, he's walking back and forth again, making his rounds. He comes by your cell probably every 5 minutes.
Well, then I will wait 5 minutes, and then I will wait until he stops in front of the cell again, and I will just say, "Is Lady Watcher getting us out of here, or is that like our representative in the courts?"
He just sort of clears his throat and continues to walk by you, without saying anything. And then you hear him make his turn at the end of the hall, and on his way back, "Ally is being sent to you. Keep your eyes open, your ears up. Be ready to go when you're invited." And he walks on.
I'm not waking her up. I have nothing else to do. I am in a jail cell, Tyler.
Okay.
I will continue to sit and
going
wait.
to take a rest, or are you gonna stay awake?
I do not need to take a rest. I am at long rest full capacity. So I will be here resting, but mechanically I don't.
Okay. And we are going to pop back. That one. The three of you are brought into the front hall, and the guard that sort of ushered you in just says, "All right, wait here. I will go and get the burgomaster and well, let's just say he's been expecting you." And he sort of walks out.
Thank you.
Oh, he certainly has a deep voice. Hello, hello. No.
Winter, stop. You have to be good. Be on your best behavior. Make sure you smile a lot. These people seem to like that. Not like that. What is wrong with you? Sometimes it's like we're not even really. Oh. Well, half.
Nice.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Inspiration point.
Yeah, take an inspiration point. Thank you, James, for reminding me that that's a mechanic that exists in D&D.
Oh my god, am I the first one to get an inspiration point?
Yeah, because I just remembered that it's a thing.
I would like to thank James for this opportunity. Without him, I would not have gotten it.
True.
You
You literally
and all
wouldn't
of the
have.
people watching this evening. Thank you so much.
Make sure you tune in for the halftime performance of Willa at the tavern, where she's going to juggle fire.
I'm not, but thank you.
So after a bit, the guard sort of comes back and come with me, and he sort of leads you down through the hallways, and you're noticing that this manor is, while very well adorned, you sort of are led through this long carpeted hallway. Several doors, like rooms are everywhere. This is a large and lavish home. Time has definitely taken its toll. Not as dramatically as the home of Irina and Eastmark, the burgomaster's house of the village of Barovia. This is clearly a much more rich and wealthy space. But there are still signs of decay as you wander through the halls. But you're brought to...
Is there anything, as we're passing by, is there anything that looks like, I don't know, tinkerer's tools or anything?
Make a perception check.
That's a dirty 20.
You don't see anything in the hallways that is like outright tools or equipment. What you do recognize, though, are there are dozens of doorways and countless cabinets and credenzas and consoles and things where items would be stowed, as well as sort of large weaponry and sort of ornate decorative hangings on the walls of things that would be work is done here. So odds are there are probably tools somewhere in the house.
Do they have a dog?
So you're led into this very well-appointed library where an old, grizzled man sits sort of like leisurely in the chair, lounging behind this large carved wooden desk. And beside him are two giant mastiffs. And they just sit sort of kindly waiting for him. One will sort of, when you open the door and enter in, it barks and you just hear him say, "Hey, come. Come in. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having us this
And he
evening.
just puts up a hand.
All right.
They tell me you are a Kolyanovich, yes? And Irina sort of... Yes, my father was Kolyan Indirovich. I am his youngest daughter. My brother Ismark is now the burgomaster of the village after my father's recent passing. And the man behind the desk sort of leans forward and shakes his head. Terrible. What happened to your father? I am very sorry to hear that. I will make sure that a generous gift is sent on Valaki's behalf to your people in the village of Barovia. Welcome. I am Baron Vargas Valakovich. I am the leader of the town of Valaki. And I would like to know what your friend thought they were doing in my streets. And Irina just sort of her head down and well, he is not of our people, so he was not as aware as the rest of us about the rules of the town, and we've seen creatures of his like before. You are aware, I am sure, you're great about their tendencies to be a little temperamental, and that was all. It was merely him getting concerned about his friend's safety and trying to prevent them from doing something that would perhaps bring them harm. And she just kind of looks to you, Willa, and says,
If I may, I'll say as I step forward. We're not used to being in a world so dangerous. And our friend's concern was for that of our lady, Isadora. She and my sister here have a tendency to wander. The reason why he got so upset was because it was happening again. And we realized that there is strength in numbers when traveling. So he wanted to keep us all together, safe.
I see. I have not many rules in the town, Balaki. I'd like to think that I am a generous host and a generous leader. I have protected my people for hundreds of years. My family has protected my people for hundreds of years. My laws and my rules are there for a reason, and they work. Yes? The devil has not visited us in over a century.
Sir, we did not know this was one of the rules. When we entered, we were told not to use his name. They took stock of our weapons. We weren't told this was a rule. If we would have known, we would have never acted in that way.
Happiness is the only thing that keeps that devil in his castle. And if we are all happy, then all will be well, yes?
But what
Yeah.
if we're not happy with our friends being caged?
He just sort of looks around Willa. Your friends are in for a reason. They attacked one of my captains. They took him very close to the edge of life. What would you expect me to do?
Not her finest moment. We are in agreement there. But if you have a place called the Reformation Center, surely you believe in second chances and the ability to redeem oneself.
I do. And after spending time in our Reformation Center, you will see that your friends will understand that happiness is the only way to keep that devil in his castle. And any sense that there is unhappiness, any screaming outbursts in the center of my village, that will not be looked upon kindly by that devil.
But wouldn't you say, if this was just merely explained, right? Like my sister has said, we're very new to this land, and
Were you
now
not told that happiness was mandatory in Balaki?
Okay, real
should,
talk. Like,
should we
I don't
lie?
know.
Should we lie?
Were we told?
But you
Oh.
know, we don't.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to say we were told.
Sir, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a bit cryptic when we came in. I mean, I'm always a happy person usually.
Sis, their names were
I-
Boris and Natasha. If you need to, if we're throwing people under the bus or under the carriage.
I'm really sorry that we didn't understand the meaning. Like I said, we come from a different place. Happiness is mandatory. It's broad. But now I know, and I would love nothing more than to just send this back to my friends so that they know that it's mandatory.
He just sort of puts up a hand and you said you come from a different place. Where do you come from?
We come from a place
Beyond the mist.
Yeah.
And you see his eyebrows sort of raise at this.
We're not sure how we got here. We're looking for our teacher. We're from a college. We got separated and we ended up here.
You were brought into the mist, yes?
Yes, and by our
Were you
teacher,
invited?
But
Did the devil invite you into the mist and you accepted his invitation?
No.
no,
Do not.
we were teleported
misunderstand.
here. We don't know how we got here, but he was not involved. Our teacher brought us here.
And have you had any contact with the vampire on the hill?
He sent us a letter after we cleared out a house.
Say.
Oh shit. Do we?
It said
Do we still
thank you. Yeah, we do.
Was I
Basically-
holding it?
Well, I remember what was on it, even if.
Essentially, it said thank you for clearing out the home. We were just trying to get out of it. I don't know. We haven't seen him though. And like I said, we're here to help Arena stay somewhere safe.
And Irina sort of speaks up at this point and says, "Yeah, I have been beset upon by the devil, and we all know in the whole land, and especially in the village of Barovia, that the Valaki is the safest place from him. And I have come here to held as closely to the sanctified space of St. Andrew's as I possibly can. And Father Lucian has graciously offered to assist in that, to keep me safe from that devil." And the Baron just sort of nods. "You are no friends of his, no?"
What? I'm sorry.
You
Say
are
that
not
again.
No.
friends of his.
No.
No.
In fact, I have a few choice words for him if I ever get the chance.
We're just trying to get home.
You said that you cleared the house. What? Why would he thank you for it? What was this house?
It was a monstrous house filled with secrets and lies and dead children and a little doggy named Chair, but mostly death and deceit. And we were trapped. We were tricked into cleaning up a mess we did not make, and it nearly cost us our lives.
But you survived.
So we are not. We did, but
And these monsters that you found were destroyed, yes?
we destroyed them, yes.
And you just see he sort
But-
of sits back in his chair and sort of scratches his beard. And he sort of gestures out to the guard that's sort of standing by the door, and the guard sort of nods and leaves the room and shuts the door behind him. I have a problem that it seems as if a group such as yourselves might be able to assist me with.
Why don't you tell us about your problem and we'll see what we can do?
I am a simple man with simple laws and simple rules, yes? That the village must
I look
remain
around
happy.
to his very not simple house.
He doesn't clock that. He just continues on, and I recognize that the only way to prevent this monster from coming and descending his evil on our town is by maintaining the rules of law that have been established for centuries. By celebrating with festivals every week. By maintaining happiness. Using festivals to bring happiness to my people. It has worked. We are safe. Yet there are some among my city dwellers that not take kindly to this for some reason. And I have heard rumors, suspicions. The Lady Watcher is plotting something.
Who?
They are an old family that has been in Valaki for as long as my family has. She and her following, this little reading club that she hosts in her home, they I do not trust, yet I have not been able to nail down what it is they are doing and what they are up to. But I know that she is plotting something. I am doing my best
Where is
to
she?
lead my people, yes? You see how happy my people are, yes?
We do.
The devil has not visited in over a century. It is because of me and my father and the way that we have kept this town safe.
Honestly, it's fantastic. I would have never thought of this. I cannot believe that you have been able to keep this entire community safe for that long.
Hey sis, I say in our little brain connection.
Yep,
Winnie, can you
Do you-
cast message?
you can't.
Oh, I thought it was a two-way.
She has
It's
to
not?
initiate.
I'm here. I have to touch
Oh,
first.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Oh,
I thought there
good.
was this little thing going on.
Mm-mm.
No worries.
Okay. Can I do you mind if I sit down with you?
Please.
Can I pet your
I'm
dog?
going-
Just sort of looks. I would prefer you did. You sit.
I'm going to come over and sit down. I think there's a lot that we can learn from you. And I want you to know that we're willing to learn. If you have a problem, we can certainly look into it, but I will say it's going to be very difficult for us to solve your problem without our friends.
Or proper equipment.
Or proper equipment. So, let's make a deal, shall we? We'll help you figure out your problem with the help of our friends and some equipment. And I guess you'll take care of Irina and make sure she is safe. And we'll make sure the happiness in your lovely community is never disrupted again. Stop it, Winter. I shout.
Your wording.
Here is my proposal. I do wish that this problem would be dealt with, and dealt with in a subtle way, so as to not excite the rest of my villagers. Yes.
I'm gonna say I can be subtle. I was gonna do it in his brain, but I don't want to freak him out, so I'm not. I'm just gonna say I can be subtle.
I have no doubt that you can. Your friends will need to remain under my supervision in the center for a bit longer. However, I will assist you in procuring whatever supplies that you need if you can bring me back some proof that you have found knowledge of what Lady Watcher is up to. You bring me the proof, you get your friends.
What if counter proposal?
He just sort of, his eyes like leave you, Willa, and sort of turn annoyingly to you, Winter.
This from her already. Your charge on Zoot and Lady Isadora is that they caused a disruption and therefore damaged the happiness of the area, correct?
Yes. What more is there?
Could we potentially bargain for their freedom? Because we're kind of a group. So what if there was a way we could repair or better yet enhance the happiness of your
Yes.
city or town?
Little one, you do not understand. That is what I am offering you. Yes, you will enhance the happiness of my town by bringing me evidence of this plotting so that I can root it out, which will remove the unhappiness and bring happiness.
Yes, but that will take time and resources. But what if, is there no way we can have our party members released to be more, to expedite this mission?
I cannot release your friends, and you have brought me nothing but promises.
I could give you something relatively fast, a happiness boost, if you'd like.
Make a persuasion check.
As she does that, I'm going to lean onto the desk and help her.
Make a performance check, Willa.
Okay.
That's not a bad roll. I have a +0, so that's a 17.
And this is a 16.
Out with it. What do you propose?
In the town that I come from, I had successfully created an amusement for town goers and people alike to ride on, and it significantly boosted the not only the happiness but the overall quality of life, general vicinity of it. It was highly successful, and I can easily replicate it here. I mean, you said it yourself that what more could you ask for you throw a weekly festival?
I think we lost Kelsey.
No. Okay.
I like how really dramatic it was that very slowly but surely we just got less and less and less of Kelsey until she was
Right?
devoured whole by the internet.
Devoured by the bit rate.
So I am going to be putting on a performance this evening. At the tavern. And I imagine there may be whisperings there about this Lady Watcher. How about you get some of your best guards to come out, have a drink, watch me perform, and listen for some whispers. I can draw one heck of a crowd, and I guarantee it'll be the happiest these people have ever been. Win-win. If I'm successful, you get your information, everyone's happy, you give us back our friends.
If my men are able to find information tonight at this tavern, I assume you speak of the Blue Water, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If the information they can bring me is good, solid, reliable, and will result in an arrest of this plotting band, then yes, we have a deal. If the information is not worth it, then I will need you to do a bit more investigating before I release your friends to you, you see, yes?
I think that is fair. Let's make sure that you send in your best guys. They know this person better than we do. And let's just make sure that they have a great disguise. I want to get the word out about this. Also, since you know more about her, perhaps you can help us lure her or some of her followers to the performance.
She will not go to. But
Her followers, maybe?
they are ghosts.
That's okay. Ghosts can still see things.
This is the problem. You see, they could be anyone. I do not know which of my people she has poisoned with her ideas. So I do not know who I should be looking for. This is why I ask you to do this for me. Yes?
Yeah.
So keep your ears and your eyes open. I will send a few of my best captains to the Blue Water this evening to watch your performance and to listen and observe for any rumbling.
Undercover.
Yes, of course. They are not idiots. They will do what I tell them to.
Right.
Tyler, I'm so sorry. My computer crashed.
It's all good. I got where you were going, Winnie, and his response would be, so you're telling me that you believe it would be faster to construct a machine of moving horses in the middle of my town square than you doing a couple days worth of investigation? I think not. And he sort of has waved you off. But Willa has been able to convince him that
Yes.
he will invite some guards to the performance at the Blue Water tonight to keep their ears open. And if they are able to glean any information from patrons, that will be enough to warrant the release of Zoot and Isidore.
I'm going to need your help, though, with a few things.
Yes.
I'd like to get the word out that there is an outside performer coming in to the tavern this evening to play. I feel as though if this lady watcher knows that there's an outsider coming in to perform, she may want some of her followers to come listen to the performance.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, he's in for it.
Natural 1.
20, 21, 22, 23. That's a 26. Persuasion's my best skill.
You sort of see him nod, think a little bit, and you just hear him yell, "Itzek!" Just waits. And from a side door, you see a large man enter the room. He's draped in furs and covered in weapons.
Is he a bae? Should I tell Isadora about him?
In his hand, he might be for some people, but he is covered in very deep scars, and one of his arms is completely withered and has been replaced by this like claw attached.
That's so cool! Oh my gosh!
Monstrous looking thing. You can't tell if it's mechanical or magical. It's just weird, and it sort of rests on the top of this like giant great axe, and you just hear him say, "What can I do for you, sir?" Isek, yes. These ladies will be performing this evening at the Blue Water, and you will be anticipating some of Lady Watcher's followers to possibly be in attendance, but we want to make sure that we entice them properly. So, would you take a few and wander out in the square, hang up some flyers, get the word out that a stranger has come into town and will be offering a performance this evening, yes? I can do that. I will let you know when I return. And he just sort of
Tyler?
lumbers back out the door. Yeah.
Before he lumbers out,
Mhm.
Winnie just moves closer to get a better look at that arm.
Make a perception check.
Oh, baby, please. That's a +3 is a 16.
16.
16.
You are
Tell me
able
about
to
that arm.
see that it is. Hang on, let me get the arm. Arm nose.
Not footnotes? No. I thought it was funny.
Okay, so you see that it is a. It's definitely not mechanical. You can tell that some either surgery or magical fusion has grafted this creature's arm onto this lumbering giant human form. He has clearly, as you get a closer look at him, the word deformed would probably come to mind. He is just, for being, you discern that he is human, but he looks as if he's been touched by some sort of otherworldly force. The arm has, it's almost like spikes or barbs that are sort of sticking out of it, almost like, I would say spines is probably the word for it. And as you see the hand that's sort of resting on top of the great axe, you notice that the fingers are sort of elongated and curved with these incredibly sharp claws.
I will slow, as I'm perceiving this, with every new detail you've given, I just get like a tiny step closer and closer and closer, just staring at it and trying to look at it, and I just go, wow.
And he just sort of, he notices how close you've gotten and sort of looks down. And he turns and he walks out the room. And with that, we are going to shift back to hour 2 in the Reformation Center. Zooty, you are maintaining watch, and you've noticed that the screams are gone. They've died down over the past few minutes, and there is a very eerie silence that has overtaken the halls. The footsteps of the guards have stopped as well. And since you're at the front of the cell, you're able to sort of look to the left and right down the hall. And there are no guards. The 2 that were stationed at the end of the hallway are gone.
I don't think I want to wake her up yet. Not unless we're about to be attacked. I'm gonna hold my breath. Has it been an hour?
It's been more than an hour.
Has it? How many hours?
It's probably
how soon are we
going-
approaching 8?
6 to 8. I would say it's probably been about 3 hours
Okay.
since she fell asleep.
Okay. You're gonna let her rest more.
So you wait another 10 minutes.
Fun
5
fact,
hours.
did you know that I can only cast magic based on my handwear? Good night.
30
This is
minutes.
how I sleep talk, is I just sit up
Another sleep talk.
and I say facts.
After about another hour, after an hour that you've been sitting in this eerie silence, you hear footfalls approaching. And they're not armored. They're not the sort of heavy footfalls of the guard. They're much lighter.
All right. I mean, I'll look out. I'm looking down the hall. I'm trying to see.
And you see a man turns the corner very quickly, with purpose, moves towards your cell.
Back up.
He puts his hand on the bars in front of you and he says, "Ready? Yes, you're ready."
I'll kick Isadora.
Good morning. Good
Wake up.
morning. Oh God, what time is it? Hello.
It's time. We're ready.
Time for what?
And
I'll
What's
he
point to the
happening?
guy.
What? Who is that? What?
he reaches down and you see him start to fiddle with the lock on your cell. And he's sort of looking over his shoulder, and looking back and looking over his shoulder.
I just want to reach out and cast protection from good and evil on Zoot.
You also get to spend hit dice, right?
You did take a short rest.
Great. I guess I have all 4 hit dice. I rolled 1 last time I long rested, but
Yeah, that was just to give me a number. So yes, you still have
Perfect.
all 4.
roll. I'm leaving the world of 6 hit points.
8 at 8.
8 hit points. Right. You were very generous with me today. That's a 2, 10, 13, 18, 19, 20.
Yes.
There you go. Double digits, yo.
We're ready.
How many do I get back?
10.
Great, thank you. Oh, it is
Slightly
half.
less
I was
ready.
doing my math wrong. That's even more embarrassing, Tyler. I was not even doing my math right. All right. Great. Hey, okay. Who is this?
And the
Where
man's
are we
like
going?
frantically fiddling. And you hear a click. And
I'm also
the
going to snoop with you to
door-
give you an initiative advantage, Suit.
The door creaks back open. And he just says, "Watch out, house." And leaves. He just
What?
runs back down the hall the way he came.
I'm sorry,
The cell's open.
sir.
He's gone.
The Watchers.
The Watchers had like your group.
I think so.
Are we going now?
Hold on. Be quiet. I'm gonna do a perception check and see if I can perceive anybody nearby. Footsteps, conversations, anything that would indicate we're not alone.
Yep, give me a roll.
I think it's +1. 13 total.
You hear nothing but sort of a slow drip of condensation on the stone into puddles, and no screams, no footfalls.
Oh.
It is weirdly silent. Your door's open.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna look at Zoot. Are we going? I don't know who that is. I will go on your cue.
I think we have to.
Okay.
And I don't have all of my expensive, fancy, loud chainmail on, or
You
I
do
do.
not.
I don't.
You do not.
I do not. Okay, great. Let
Nope.
me
Armor and weapons were
adjust.
taken when you were put in the cell.
Great. I'm actually just gonna fix my unarmored. I have unarmored defense now because I'm a
You
barbarian.
do have honor.
Just so you know, Tyler, I can't see the screen we're on in Foundry.
I
Well,
see it.
I can
When
refresh. Let me just refresh and see.
flesh.
Or flesh. I was like, you were in there.
I remember the flesh. Okay, so I've got 16 armor class with my barbarian unarmored defense. That's just way better than I thought it might be.
Yeah, fuck off, quite honestly.
And I don't have disadvantage on my stealth checks anymore, which is great because I got a +1.
So you've got a hallway. Are you going left or right?
Which way did the man go?
The man ran. He came from the left and he ran back to the left.
Yeah, I would go left.
Go to left.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you?
Give me a stealth roll, both of you.
There it is. Okay.
Okay.
It's like I don't want to ask for it, but I'd like
I
to
would
do
if my
this
entire
stealthily.
computer wasn't frozen right now. Here we go.
Nice. I got a 16 on that one.
If that's a 10, that's not great. That's not ideal.
All right, you start moving down the hallway. You come to the next junction. You can go right or left. You go right or left.
Left again. Left
Okay.
again.
You can give me. I mean, you can make a perception check to see if you hear anything down either side. To help you make a decision.
I was thinking I would at least probably try to listen.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
With
Make
no
a
other
perception check. Either
information?
both of you make one. Yeah, both of you
Okay,
make
okay.
one.
I'm
I'm
already.
good at
Mine was only 5, so I'm listening. I got nothing.
Mine was only 6. Fuck this.
All right. You
Left it is.
can't discern really anything. Going left.
Going left.
Left it is.
Okay. You sort of move your way slowly down the hallway, and it's strange. The cells around you are still, you see forms in them as you pass by, but they're not moving and they're not making any noise.
I don't
Not
like
surprising.
anything about this.
You sort of make your way around the hallway, curves around another corner, and
You think there's any more junctions?
I don't know.
as you round this next bend, you enter what appears to be an atrium of some point, or of some type. But it's a you're coming from one hallway. There's a hallway to your left, to your right, or you can continue going straight, and there is just a shaft above you that has an open window at the top with a square of light coming down and hitting the floor.
How high up is that?
Make a perception check.
All right, we're doing better. 17.
Yeah, it's probably 60 feet.
All right, let's keep going straight, I guess. Okay, and I make a perception to listen again?
Make a perception check.
This guy was fucking useless. He couldn't even give a... Fuck your friend, Zoot. Fuck him, fuck everything. This is an 11. I'm going to die.
11. What are you doing? You going straight? Or you turning?
I'm...
You don't hear anything
I'm going
discernible in any
straight.
direction. Still going straight.
Straight.
You make your way through the atrium, and as you pass through that shaft of light in the middle of the room, you just hear, "Oi!" What are you doing?
I'm gonna stand in front of Isadora.
You gonna stop
Or
moving?
I'm gonna try to put myself between Isadora and the voice, and then if Isadora bolts, I'm bolting with her.
I'm looking to you. To be quite honest, I think if we keep moving, I'm going to die. but I'm going to
Yeah.
keep moving if you are still moving. I'm doing
You
whatever.
heard the voice coming from your right. It's coming down that hallway that was to your right as you pass through the atrium. Oi!
Let's
are you
keep
doing?
moving. Let's keep moving.
All right, I'll take off running.
All right, as they take off running, we are going to take a bio break. So 5 minutes.
Good.
We will be back to see how this goes. So thanks everybody for sticking with us. Sorry to leave it on a cliffhanger, but I promised a bio break at 9, so we're going to take a bio break, and then we'll be back at 9:06. All right, see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we've got Zoot. We've got Isadora. We've got voices coming from down one of the halls, and they are running straight down the hall. What are you doing?
I mean,
I'm not gonna yell back at the voices. I'm gonna keep hauling.
Okay, you keep sprinting down the hall. You come to another intersection, right or left?
right this time, I think, so we don't go in a fucking circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
following.
Right, yep.
Spin to the right. Very quickly, you're sort of turned, and there is a wooden door in front of you.
Bash down the door. Charge it.
Give me a strength check.
Open it.
I got too much momentum behind me. I'm a heavy wyvern-born. I got an 18 on
18
the
strength.
athletics check.
So
I don't know how
Zoot, you're
strong the door
currently
is.
behind Isadora.
Yep. Didn't think about that.
So do you? I make a
I'm-
Isadora make a dexterity check. So that's right.
Oh God.
down.
You're gonna be the one to kill me, Zoot.
Step aside.
That's a 7.
All right. Zoot sort of just barreling. You just Isadora. You just hear this snarled "Get out of the way!" as he slams you through this wooden door.
Good.
That
Good. Through is good.
That splinters into pieces, is knocked off its hinges, but the collision knocks you on top of her. Isadora, you're gonna take
Hey, through is
Only-
better than
only 4 points of bludgeoning damage
Cool,
and
cool.
swishing.
as you are sort of knocked between Zoot and the door and then slammed onto the stone floor. You're both prone, and you just hear, "Stop! You two! Stop! Stop!
I'm gonna grab her
Help!
hand and
Help!" And you just hear screaming down the hall as
All-
more and
all
more
from the same
voices-
direction, right? They're
Same
all still
direction,
chasing us?
currently
Great.
behind you.
great. I'm grabbing her hand. I'm doing lay on hands for 5 points since I'm on a good cycle.
Huh?
Is that
And
2, I
then
assume?
You take 2. Sorry. Yes.
I'm running. Grabbed her hand and
I'm going to try to run and turn around and kind of over my shoulder cast sleep at the guards. Oh nope, it's 20-foot radius. Never mind, they're not close
And
enough. I
you
hope
can't-
they're fucking
you-
not close enough.
I was gonna say, at this point, you glance over your shoulder. You cannot see anyone behind you. You only hear voices.
Oh
And,
great, okay.
And
yeah.
sort of the clanging of armor as it rushes down the hallway towards you. All right, that hallway curves around another corner. You come to another intersection. You can either turn left or go straight.
Let's go straight.
Sure.
Sorry,
You
I'm trying
run-
to map this in my head. I don't
You
know.
run through that intersection, and to the left of you, you sort of hear a what? And a hand sort of reaches out. Both of you make dexterity checks.
Ah!
12.
Texas 1. So unnatural 20.
Nice roll. Okay, both of you.
Bye, dude.
Both of you. Nope, you
Have fun on the
both
outside.
shake away because he's seated and he's sort of just grasping at you as you run by. You needed a 10. You both got a 10. You make it through, so he sort of just stumbles, and you see this like armored guard fall out of his chair as he reaches to grab you. You keep going. You come to another door. What are you doing?
I'm jumping out of Zoot's way. I'm getting out of the way this fucking time.
You're not gonna see if it's unlocked, or are you just gonna assume that he's?
I assume Zoot is not stopping to check.
Good point. Good point.
I wanted to
You're
check
right,
last time and didn't work.
Yeah,
out.
no, this time I am. There's a small little sapling. There's a little seed of a plan here. So I'm gonna first try the door, and if it's unlocked, I'm gonna slip behind it with Isadora. If I can also grab her and pull her in.
Okay, you grab the latch of the door, and it is unlocked.
All right, I'm gonna open it, pull Isadora in, and shut it. And I'm gonna whisper, "We can ambush them."
Sure.
Okay, both of you make a perception check.
It's been fun. Never happens. Keep the
That was a
sister
3.
safe, please.
Whatever's in
That's
this room,
a-
I'm not paying attention to.
That's a 13. That's a whole 13.
Okay, so
Wait, did he say that's a 3?
Yeah.
it is.
I would like to give you my inspiration point.
Oh, wait. Don't give me your inspiration. Give me your group assistance.
That's what she means.
That's what I
'Cause you
mean.
can't-
Oh,
there's-
good.
That's the only way that it could work because she's not actually there. So
Oh,
Gotcha.
you may have my group assistance point.
All right, I'm gonna re-roll that 3. It's gonna become a natural 20. Pow, 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 pow. For 21.
love it. So you sort of quickly,
see.
as you slam the door behind you and spin around, you can assess the room. It is a tiny space full of casks, buckets, sacks of sort of undiscernible items. Looks to be some sort of like larder or place where things are stored for the people who work in the
Yeah.
Reformation Center. It's not quite janitor closet small, but it's approaching that if you needed to have some sort of reference for it.
Great. And so behind
It
this
is-
door, there isn't actually anywhere else to go.
No, this is closet at the end of hall. You sort of, as you map it in your brain, you realize you probably had to turn left where that guy was to continue through. This is just the room at the end of the hall where we store shit.
That's hilarious. Well, now my ambush idea isn't such a bad idea. Thank you very much, because we have nowhere else to go. How big are the casks?
They're not sort of full barrel sized, but they're not small. They're not sort of small by any stretch of the imagination. I can't
Could a
remember what the
person
word is
fit
for
into
a
them?
small cask.
That was my question. How big is Isadora specifically?
Isadora probably is still a bit too tall to be able to sort of scrunch and fit into one of them.
I would like to take my diary out of my little chest hole and shove it to
Chest
Zoot
hole.
and get ready to fight. Publish it. It will be a bestseller someday.
Tell the world my story.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. It's me and Zoot in this fucking closet. I'm gonna take off one of my gloves. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Mhm.
I got my fucking black fucked up hand, my white hand, ready to go. And I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be glorious.
I think you should hide.
I don't really know that that's going to work very well.
I think you should try.
I don't particularly want to leave you.
You won't be.
Well, I don't.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and turn myself into a human.
Okay. You cast Disguise Self, and you just hear pounding.
I'll
on
get
the
under
door.
some sacks.
I think you should hide.
Dive under some fucking sacks.
Pounding on the door.
Yeah.
We know you're in there. Come out. And we won't harm you, we swear.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
How do I see Isadora's hiding place? Is Isadora hidden well, or do I just like see Isadora crouching behind a sack?
Isadora, make a stealth check.
This is so bad. That was a nat 20.
She is gone. Ghost. You see no trace of her. You don't know how she did it.
I think this is worse, though. I somehow think this is worse.
Dude, what are you doing?
I mean, I only really have that one disguise of the peasant, of the commoner. I haven't practiced or have anything else, so that's me. I am the strange man. And I will, I'll yell from the door. Help! Help! Help!
Okay.
The door's unlocked. I didn't lock it. She didn't
Yep,
lock it. I don't know why these guys are taking so long.
You yell and you hear the door swing open. And you just see a guard standing in front of the door. Where'd the monster go? And a crossbow bolt just exits through the front of his face, right out of his eye, sprays you, your disguised form, with this mist of blood, and he just crumples to the ground, and you just see a figure at the other end of the hall just sort of slink back down to the left where that guard had fallen out of the chair, and you realize that that is the one that's in front of you is that same guard that had sort of tried to grasp at you and you saw fall out of the chair in the middle of the hallway. What are you doing?
Help! Help!
I'm still hiding. I don't
Guard's
know
body
what
in front of you,
happened.
doors open, you're disguised,
I'll-
covered in
I'll-
blood with a dead guard in front of you.
Okay, I'll grab the sword off the guard.
Hey, you stay in
I
put or
have a
you
sword.
leaving? You saw guard crumple, crossbow bolt through eye,
Yes,
guard crumple,
yes.
figure
And then other figure,
Run
the
to
one
the-
that was grabbing at us.
run to the left.
Run.
No. The guard that was at the door was the one that
Yes.
grabbed at you.
Yes.
You just saw a shape run down the hall to the left.
Oh, the shape is not the one who is grabbing at
No,
us.
the one that was grabbing
That's-
at you is now dead on the floor in front of you with a
That's
crossbow bolt through
both
his
way
eye.
more mysterious and far less confusing, which seems.
Sorry, yep, didn't make that clear.
I'll just wrap back. Come on, let's go.
I'll crawl out and.
Staying disguised suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any other weapons in this storage room?
Make a
Or on the
perception
guard.
check.
Specifically, a rapier.
Actually, make an investigation check specifically.
Oh, that's not great. No, that's an 8. There are no other weapons.
There are not. However, as you walk over the guard's body, you see there is a small dagger sort of tucked in the back of his belt.
I'll take the dagger.
Okay.
That's cool.
Isidore's got a dagger. Dude's got a sword. It's a long sword, by the way.
Short sword? Oh, long sword. Hell
Yes.
yeah. Oh, we are fighting today.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. Okay, you come out of the room. Are you going left down the hall where the figure went?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, it would be
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
We're going in the correct direction,
Okay,
Tyler.
going the way that the figure went. Not necessarily the correct direction. It's just a
After
direction.
Tyler very specifically went, and now you've mapped out in your head where you fucked up. You should have went the other way, you losers. Now you're stuck in a closet.
Okay.
Okay, Tyler, we'll go the other way.
You spin to the right, and dead end hallway.
Sorry.
The figure that you saw take off that way, gone.
Let's run down the hallway and poke some fucking stones in the wall.
I watch Isadora
That's what
poke
they
some
do
stones
in.
in the
That's what they
wall.
do in my novels.
Is that what you're
They
doing?
find secret passages by poking at stones in the wall. Poke, poke, poke.
That idea is going to
poke.
come to her way before it comes to me, so I'm going to let her.
Okay, so you run to the end of the hall to this wall that's in front of you. Make a perception check, both of you.
That was a nat 1. Fuck this online roller. Fuck it.
That was an 18 for me.
18. Zoot, you are engrossed watching Isadora touching. Oh my god, like she's gonna find it. She's gotta find the stone. Clearly she knows what the fuck she's doing. And you like, oh wow, and you look up and there's just a wooden trapdoor right above your head.
Way. When she turns around, I'm gonna be out of the disguise.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm 6 foot again, and I'm just pointing up. That way.
Boost.
All right.
So you swing the door open, and you see that right at the end of it, there is a ladder that you can boost her up onto. And then Zoot, make an athletics check.
Yep. I don't have wings yet, do I?
Nah, brah.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
Not even a little bit. Let's try, though.
One day it'll work. That is a natural 20 with a 5 for 25. I might as well have wings.
Like Olympic gymnasts, you vault her up onto the ladder and you hoist yourself up with one arm, climbing up the ladder. Isadora, you're going first.
Mm-hmm.
You climb the ladder and you get to a hatch at the top. Are you pushing it open?
Yeah.
Or are you're gonna just push it right open?
No, I'll push it open and peek out.
Okay, so you're gonna peek out first. Make a perception check for me.
And I'm
Are
going to
you
shut
just
the door
gonna push
behind
it
us.
open? Says Tyler.
Quietly. I'm going to try to
Taking
quietly shut the door behind us.
I'm just trying to remind you of options that you have.
19.
Okay, so
Oh.
you're pulling it shut behind
yeah.
you.
Right.
Isadora is peeking out with a 19 perception check. You recognize you are now outdoors.
Are we on a roof or just like
You-
above ground?
You are above ground. You are not on a roof. You are somewhere. You don't know where, but you just see sort of stone path and grass around you. You can't tell if it's inside the center, outside the center, or where in the city that you are.
Well, I'm gonna climb out and put a hound down to help him climb out. Not that he needs my help, but show of camaraderie,
Okay?
I guess.
Are you trying to be sneaky about this in any way?
I'm being as quiet as I can. Like, I assume there's nothing to hide behind, but I'm being quiet.
Make a stealth check.
It's cool. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. That is 16.
Okay. You help Zoot. Yep,
Mhm.
go ahead, Zoot.
No, I want to hear if there's something that's important first.
Nope.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to take a quick second, and I'm going to I've got presumably some sort of either the clothing I used to wear under my chainmail or some sort of outfit provided to me by the Reformation Center on.
You just have the clothing that was under your chainmail. No armor.
Great.
You now have a longsword.
Great. So then that undershirt, I am going to take it off, and then I'm going to channel it. Yeah, I'm going to channel it in my hands real fast.
Ooh, scaly.
Yeah, not even like Dragonborn scaly. It's even worse. I don't know what the difference is. Probably looks the same. But then after taking a second to channel it and turn it into a telepathic token, I'm gonna basically just slam it on. I'm gonna hold it up like arms up, and then I'm gonna throw the giant shirt on top of her.
Like a baby getting
Like a
dressed.
baby.
Arms up.
Exactly. Arms up. I slam the giant shirt onto her. But then I send her a telepathic message, and I say, in case we get split up.
Sounds good.
Love it.
Protect my diary, please. With your
Brilliant.
life, not with your life. I'm kidding. Sacrifice it to save yourself. Let's go. Let's
So,
move, please.
Isadora, with
Also,
that,
also, just so you know, in case it was strangely relevant, you can't send me messages, but you
Oh.
can respond to anything I send
you
you.
can just respond. Wow, way to call Kelsey out. Okay, you two have popped out of the tunnel, and you recognize you are surrounded by a stone wall. The stone wall that you saw as you came into the prison. This is a courtyard.
Surrounded.
But you're still inside the prison walls.
I want to look around at the walls. Are there any doors or ladders?
None that you can see where you are currently. You notice, so the building, if you came out of the trapdoor, the building is behind you. There are walls sort of to your right, in front of you, and to your left. But there are no gates or doors or ladders on any of them. You also do
Alright.
not see anyone currently like manning the wall. It doesn't seem to be that type of wall. Unlike the palisade of the town where there were sort of guard towers and soldiers walking along the top, this is just a stone wall.
Okay, Zoot, two options. One, we try to get out. Two, we beat each other up a little bit and then act like your lady watcher was trying to kidnap us. And we pretend to be good prisoners who didn't run away. Or we just try to get out. I
don't know what came over you in that second, but let's keep going.
what came over me is I will die. In one hit, I will die. Let's keep going. I don't
Okay,
say
here,
that.
hold
No,
on. If we have a quick second, they don't know where we are. Let me burn through one of these real fast, so I can get myself on the right cycle. I'm gonna burn my last 5 lay on hands.
Your last 5?
Yes, so 5
Okay.
more. I have 15 total.
Got
Oh,
it.
wait, I'm level 4. I have I'm level 4. I have
Level
20
4, you have
total.
20. Yep.
Okay, then I will burn 5 more on Isadora, who's still not looking great.
Give her 2 more.
But then I'm going to be very surprised that apparently worked.
It
That's
did.
the first time it's worked out
Back
of
to
cycle.
back. Yep.
Okay, this is getting really weird with you. You're right. Something's wrong with you.
not good. It's not good, Zoot. Let's keep moving.
Okay, wall to the front, wall to the left, wall to the right. Buildings behind you. What are you doing?
Wall to the front.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess we gotta climb, right?
You approach it.
Let's
The wall is not super high. It's probably, you would gauge 20, 25 feet maybe.
Good God, not super high, just 2 stories tall.
This was why I was trying to come up with a clever plan, Zoot. I mean, let's check another wall, I suppose. But I can't climb that. Maybe you can. You're very tall. You have very long limbs. I do not. I have short limbs. Let's check another wall.
While they
It might surprise you.
wait at the wall and ponder, we're going to bop back to our tavern. Willa and Winnie, I assume that you have made your way back.
Yes. Is it possible that before we dipped that I was able to maybe get something to wear and then some tools for my sister to tinker?
Yes, so you were able to, once Itzek left the room, sort of lumbered out, you had a conversation with the Baron where he sort of asked what you required to accomplish the task that he'd given you. So Winnie, you've been able to procure tinker's tools. Willa, you were given access to his wife Lydia's closet. So I will give you, there was a sort of blue dress with a very sort of deep V cutout. There was a red dress with like a high collar but sort of cutouts on the sides and long flowing. And then there was like a probably not your style, but maybe this sort of like trousered with a tunic like peplum top and like a jacket that would throw over it.
So I'm gonna take that, but I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to see if I can sync with my sister, and see if she'll give me the dagger. And I'm gonna kind of cut it up a little bit, and make it kind of like loose and stylish. Roll up the trouser legs a bit. Are there any like hats or anything?
Would you like a hat? Did you ask the Baron
I think
for a hat?
Yeah, like give me a hat. Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
his wife did not have any hats in her repertoire, but he said, let me check. And he sort of knocked, and his son Victor very sort of glumly walked downstairs and just sort of threw, and it's like a newsboy hat. That's all he had.
okay, I am going to grab
Perception
it.
check for a feather.
I'm going to pull my hair up and tuck it inside. And yeah, I'm gonna try and make myself. I'm gonna close the jacket over top, so it looks like it's covering up the crop. It looks like I'm all in one piece. Okay.
All right, so you are
Is there any
back
taxidermy here?
at the Blue Water. At the Baron's house, there was.
Okay, where did she change?
Well, you just took the things. I'm assuming you're going to change back at the inn
Oh, okay.
to prepare for the performance. Yeah, he just sort of gave you the tools that you requested, the items that you needed, and sent you on your way.
Oh, does he have a lute?
They did not have a lute.
Okay. One day.
Can I make her a lute now that I have my tools back?
Within the time that it's gonna take, no. I'm assuming you're gonna be doing this performance tonight. Yeah. No.
It's fine. I'll make it work.
There were other people at the inn, so perhaps if you ask one of them might be able to hook you up. But so you arrive back at the inn. Danica sort of waves at you from behind the bar and says, "You, an hour, yes, and you will perform for us. Is this good?"
Perfect. Can't wait.
Okay, lovely. We are eagerly awaiting. There are people. I don't know what happened, but somehow the word got out, and you have packed them in tonight. And you just see the two wolf hunters are still there. The young men sitting at that table have just gotten progressively drunker every time you've walked into this main room, and they are just falling over themselves, laughing hysterically. And the very sort of avant-gardely dressed Rictavio in the corner is still sort of writing furiously in his book. The boys, Brom and Bray, are running in and out, trying to help their mother, bring tankards of wine to different tables, and it's a bit chaotic right now.
If I can, I'm gonna make my way up to the bar. Danica.
Yes.
Do you have a lute?
I do not, but she's sort of like looking around.
Do you mind if and I'm gonna point to the bar. Can I climb up?
And now you are ready now?
No. I'm just gonna ask if anyone has a lute I can borrow.
Oh, be my guest. I was, wait, one moment. Rictavio! And she sort of waves, and he just like begrudgingly like looks up, puts the quill down, closes the book, and pushes it back, tucks the book under his arm, and stands over. Yes, what can I do for you, Danica? Rictavio, this young lady, Willa, will be performing for us tonight. She is from out of town, and her instrument was left. Silly was left where she was staying before, and so she is without her. What is it?
A lute?
Lute. Yes. Do you have like see what I could do for you. Yes. Let me give me 5 minutes, and he just sort of bows graciously with like a flourish of his plumed hat and walks out the door. Okay, you go get ready. I will, if he comes back with this instrument, I will make sure the boys bring it up to you. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
And you are
Um,
headed upstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs. Winnie,
Huh?
I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah.
I want to make a quick and dirty costume.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe, so I like this like kind of like look. I like it because it's like, you know, very like androgynous, and I'd like to like play with it a little bit. Maybe you can help me like crop it, play with the pants a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely do some stuff here. Um, I can.
I figured I should have her do it, Tyler, since she can do stuff like that.
Yes. I can make some light emit from your clothing to give you a bit of more of a glow, and it can be activated at a certain time. We can have it come from your hat, from your pants, from your shirt. If you want to crop that into a sort of like cape or something, we can totally do that. I can also mess with you know, sound, or if you want a sense of smell coming. We also can have recorded messages.
Yes, yes, yes. I want the smell of Father's rolls. You know the ones,
Which ones?
sweet rolls, the ones
sweet
with the
rolls.
white, with the icing.
Oh.
I would like them
Okay.
to, I want that smell to come out because it makes us so happy, and I feel like
Yes.
it'll make them happy too.
Yes. 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 We can do this. Easy. Done.
Okay. You will know when I want it because I will do like a little, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to show her the routine that I'm going to do.
Are we
so
gonna do like
involve-
cues, like different smells? You want some like smelly magic to come out of you? Because we can work with
I
that.
think that would be so fantastic. So when I interact with people, I'd like them to smell like the rolls.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
a couple things. Remember, Winnie, this will only work on tiny items.
Mm-hmm.
So something like a cloak would be too big.
Right. But I can give her tiny items.
You can. Once you touch them, though, you can only affect as many up to your intelligence modifier with magical tinkering. So what, 8? Or plus 6? You have?
I have a +5 to my
+5.
intelligence.
Okay, so you can do 5 items at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And there can only be one effect on an item at once. So you couldn't have like her dress be a smell and a visual.
No, but I
Right.
could have her dress be a visual and give her 4 smaller objects when they want to emit a certain scent when she
Yes.
goes to interact with the audience that she can switch out, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Sweet.
So what's the plan?
Can
What are the cues?
I make a perception check around the room to look for some small items? I just need 4.
Yes.
Dice. That's a dirty 20.
There are plenty of little knickknacks around the room that you can gather. Like thimbles, little statuettes. You've still got some stones from your magical stones. Well, actually, you wouldn't have those.
I don't.
But you
'cause
have
that was in my
items.
pouch.
You have items within your tinker's tools that you could also give to her to just have on her person for this.
So Yeah. Do you want to tell me like what the routine is so I can get an idea of?
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk her through the routine. It involves dancing. It involves some singing. I've kind of like, yeah. So when I interact with the audience, I would like the smell to come out off of me. And you'll know I'm interacting with the audience because I'll get very close to them and I'll pull them onto stage with me.
Tyler, can I ask a quick mechanic question?
Hmm?
Can I control when, like, if I want her dress to glow at the apex of the
You
bit?
have to
Can I
touch it.
control when that?
It's
Okay.
when you touch it, you imbue it with magical tinkering.
Okay, cool.
So you can like be her little stage manager hiding behind her wearing stage blacks, and like at the right moment you
That's
just
what
like
we're gonna do.
pop up from behind the bar and like boop, like booper. Yes,
Yeah,
you
we'll
could
do that. We'll do. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So you're gonna first start out. So when you interact with audience members, we'll omit or we'll have the scent of Dad's sweet rolls.
Yeah.
Can do this 5 times today. So we got 4 more times. We're gonna make your dress glow at the end. That's another one.
I love that. I love it. Except I'm not wearing a dress. I'm wearing pants.
Well,
But I can
She's
wear
got
a
pants,
dress.
she's got a peplum top, and then she's got a coat over top of it. None of
We
them would
can
really
do it-
qualify as tiny though. So it's really gonna have to be
I can give her an item that'll
item based.
make. So the item will glow,
What
right?
about
I
the
was
hat?
gonna say, Willa, you've got. I don't know what you have on you. Nothing of yours has been taken. Do you have jewelry? Do you have rings? Are you just covered in rings, piercings?
Those
Would be considered tiny, not small.
I have a nose ring because I have one coming out of my nose. Can I have a nose ring? I have a nose ring.
You can. You would have to. That would be tough for her to touch it unless you're just gonna let her boop you on the nose during the performance, or that one's just gonna
How
be
cute
on
would that
all the
be?
time.
How cute would that be? Okay, so it has to be something that you can touch on my person. So Will
Wait.
probably wears.
Where's the butterfly I gave you? We can make that glow.
I have the tuning
Mhm.
bug. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
So I'll touch the tuning bug beforehand so that it glows, and she can just keep that in her
Oh,
pocket.
I can use it. I can use it as like a part of my dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's 2. I can do 3 more things. So we got. Do you want any other scents?
No other sense, but if you could help me change this costume a little bit to make it more me.
Okay.
I think that would be great.
Do you need sound effects? Like big booms or crashes or like dramatic sound effects?
No. Drama might scare them. We're trying to make them happy. So maybe, what about when I enter? It's like this magical sound.
Oh, okay. Yes. How about like a wistful, lute or elven flute sort of introduction? Like a
Yes,
second.
I love that.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. And then can you make all the lights go out at the end?
Neither one of you have thaumaturgy
No.
or prestidigitation.
I have earth tremor. Can make the ground shake.
No. We want to make them happy.
Well, drama's happy, right? You could be making a point of,
No, it's fine. It'll be perfect. It'll be good.
Okay, so we've got magical sound on the entrance. We've got the scent when interacting with the audience, and we've got a shimmer effect.
Yeah,
On the
with my little
butterfly.
bug.
Yep, shimmer effect on the
Yeah.
butterfly. Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna just make my outfit cute.
Making the outfit cute.
Yeah.
All right, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to do a series of performance checks.
Oh, one last thing. Do you need like a visual? I can also project visuals from these objects.
A visual?
Yeah. Like, uh, it can be a picture. You know, like a nice scenic background. Do you want like a background or something?
That could be cool. Could you do like a really pretty forest at night? Okay, dope. All right, I'm gonna do a series of
All right,
performance
so
checks.
so we're going to get this started.
Yikes.
We're going to do this.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did what's his face ever come back with the loot?
Well, you haven't gone back downstairs yet.
Well, they said they'd bring it up to us if.
Oh, she did. My mistake. Yeah. So you at some point during this planning session, you've gotten a knock on the door, and little Brahm is there, and he's holding an instrument that looks like it could be played like a lute.
Okay.
Got
Oh,
strings.
I'm checking this thing so hard.
Got strings. It's got a hole. It'll make some noise when you pluck the strings. Make an investigation check. Fine. If you insist, oh artificer.
I do
one.
not. I do not trust this instrument, nor do I trust it coming from Willa's competition. I can't see shit. 11.
It's a lute. It's just weirdly shaped. It's like one of those electric guitars that has a weird body.
Okay. Is it tuned?
It's the equivalent of like the X electric guitar shape, where it's like weird but super out there, but also definitely rocks. So it'll play. It'll play well. And it is in tune, like perfectly in tune. Like your little bug did not need to do any sort of work to get it into tune. All right.
I don't trust that dude.
So
He had a book, Willa, of like a bunch of weird stuff.
look.
You have a book.
Just
Hey Tyler, before I get down there, I'd like to cast Unearthly Chorus on myself so I have advantage on performance checks.
Okay.
We're actually gonna rock this.
Remind
see.
me what the other effects of Unearthly Chorus are, though. Don't people
All right, are you ready
hear
for my dramatic reading?
voices in their heads when you're near them?
Music of a style you choose fills the air around you in a 30-foot radius. The music spreads around corners and can be heard from up to 100 feet away. The music moves with you, centered on you for the entire duration. Until the spell ends, you make charisma performance checks with advantage. In addition, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to beguile one creature you choose within 30 feet of you that can see you and hear the music. The creature must make a charisma saving throw. If you or your companions are attacking it, the creature automatically succeeds on the saving throw. On a failure, the creature becomes friendly to you for as long as it can hear the music and for 1 hour after.
Love it.
You make charisma deception checks and charisma persuasion checks against creatures made friendly by the spell with advantage.
Let go.
All right. You head downstairs with this background music.
So Tyler, it's just gonna be, if I can activate it once I get on stage,
Okay.
It'll be the song that we chose.
Yes, it will, because that's what we've got queued up and ready to go. So you make your way down, and you sort of cue Danica, and she just sort of gestures to you, and There's not really a stage here, so the bar?
Are there stairs?
There are
Let's see.
stairs, so you're coming down from the stairs.
Yeah, so I would like to, I'm gonna tell Winnie that when I hit the bottom stair to then do the thing.
Okay. And you're casting Unearthly
Yeah.
Chorus the second that you appear?
Yep.
Okay.
While playing the music.
All right. Make your first performance roll with advantage.
All right. Let me scroll up. Ooh. Glad that was with advantage. All right. So 18.
Okay, how do you enter?
I move to the music down the stairs very slowly, and I tear off my cap and throw it on the ground and wave at my
Okay,
hair.
what color is your hair currently?
Silver. And the song that I'm singing is a very sad song in Elvish about home.
Mm-hmm. You hear with that 18, you sort of, the noise in the bar just drops out. And they just hear this music behind you filling the space. It's not that big of a room, so 30-foot radius is pretty much the entire room. And you just see all the heads sort of turn and watch as you descend the stairs, and like the shimmer of your hair as you shake it. You hit the ground. Where do you head once you hit the bottom of the stairs?
Once I hit the bottom of the stairs, I'm going to interact with the person closest to me.
Okay, and Winnie, have you activated the scent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Willa, make a performance check with advantage.
Okay. All right, that's a 15.
Okay, so you approach and you see Soldar and Yevgeny are sitting at the table closest to the stairway. You approach Soldar.
I do.
And?
I'm going to. Is he at a table?
They are sitting at a table, yes. Just the two of them.
I'm going to lay across the table, and lean up to him. The one, what's his name?
Zoldar.
If he allows me to, I'm going to reach for the back of his hand and draw it towards me.
Okay. With a 15, he is willing.
All right. So I'm going to guide him towards the center of the floor. And the song's going to change a little bit. It's going to get happier. So she's no longer missing home. She's accepted that this is home. And the music kind of picks up and gets a little faster.
Maybe.
If you don't have anything, it's
Sorry.
fine. No, it's fine. Just to set the mood.
Okay. Okay, so you've got music picking up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Make a third performance check.
Please be good. 16.
Okay. You just see the room is like, you have them with you right now. And you are watching, they are watching this like very stoic wolf hunter is just completely taken. And it's like, you see some of them like kind of giggling and laughing, but others are like just locked in on the two of you. There we go.
All right. Oh, this is perfect. All right. So I'm going to see if I can get him to dance with me.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, buddy, he is. Whoa. 15. That is a 22.
Yep, he is going with you. He's just like ragdolling and letting you do whatever you want to him.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of do some like dance moves and see if he'll mirror them.
He he can't mirror them very well with his performance abilities, but he is definitely just like engrossed in you and is just like slack-jawed staring and is trying to follow you as best he can.
I am going to give him the tuning bug that glows that he can wave around with his movements.
Okay.
Who else? Is Danica?
Danica's behind the bar and is just like dancing and moving along with you and is like super happy, but you can also tell that she is working. So she is like also
Working,
while
okay.
she's doing like thoroughly enjoying your performance, but is also like grabbing tankards
doing her
and
thing.
doing her thing. Yeah.
Is there anyone in the area that I can get up on one of the tables?
You recognize that the two younger guys are like drooling over you and will literally do whatever you want at this point.
I'm going to kind of like dance my way over, and I'm going to point on the tables and have them jump up,
They
and I'm going to say, dance for me. And then I'll lean forward, and then cinnamon rolls.
Well, do you still have the coat on though?
The what?
You still have the jacket on though, or have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. So that's 11, the first one. Oh. It's 18.
Yep, they are on that table and they are loving life and moving and grooving and kicking bottles and kicking tankards off the table and swinging each other around, and one of them falls off the table and like everybody just bursts into laughter, and he climbs back up and he keeps going.
I love that. I love that. So now I'm going to take off my shirt, my little jacket, toss it on the ground.
Just
And
screams. The second that jacket is off, just like everyone, women,
Fangirl.
men, children, so excited
Children, oh, geez.
that
Okay.
jacket is off.
Awesome. I am going to grab Winnie,
Ooh.
and I'm going, yep, come with me. And I'm going to spin you around.
Mm.
Okay.
And I am going to say to you in a message. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Never mind. Because it's concentration. Never mind. I'm just going to tell you, Winnie, look around and see if anyone looks suspicious.
Winnie, make a perception check for me.
Ooh. Buddy, that's an 18.
So you are able to spot very clearly two of the guards that were at the Baron's house are now there. You recognize them. They are not wearing uniforms. They are just sort of in tunics, with like hats that are sort of tucked down, and they are enjoying the show because of how good your sister is, but they are also clearly keeping an eye out. That's all you see at the moment.
At the end, I take a bow and just end on that note. And, yeah.
Make a final performance check for me.
Okay. Don't fuck up. 15 plus performance.
Yeah,
17.
you're good. So, eruption of cheers. Danica just like shouts and is like so excited. Oh, she is so
Hey,
good. We are
Tyler.
so excited and blessed that you came and visited us. Yes, Winnie.
I try to amplify the sounds of clapping and applauding with my tinkering.
Can you do that?
Well, like it says I can emit a sound on it.
Oh, I see. So you're gonna add. You're gonna.
I'm gonna make it
this
sound like there's
tiny
a
object.
lot
Got
more.
You. Yep,
Exactly.
Love it. Okay.
Sound like
Yes. Yeah. That you can absolutely
more
do.
cheering and whatnot. Yeah.
Love it. So that performance check would have been with advantage then, and you're just golden. They are loving you. The two boys on the table are like falling over themselves to try to get to you, and they are just. You have them. You have the room at this point. So you bow. And with that, we are going to return to our two lovely trapped beans at the wall.
Let's try another wall, I
All
suppose.
right.
You're outside,
So have
20
we-
feet tall. Have you come up with a plan?
Where did we
Oh,
land?
that's not what you
on-
two were doing this whole time? Like in Messenger, like figuring out what you were going to do?
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was exactly what we were doing.
I believe in
actually,
method
when we
acting.
cut back,
Tyler, they
I'm.
don't have time to talk about this.
Why don't we go ahead and have me etching my eye
Oh, yeah, we did talk
logo
about
of
that,
the
actually.
Watchers onto the diary that I was given in the janitor closet.
All right.
And
this
also,
is Bleak.
Nell, I can't hear you, so I'm gonna refresh my
Can you hear me, Tyler?
setup.
I can
'cause
hear you,
I'm
Nell.
assuming you. I was gonna say, it sounds like I think you can hear, but I.
Right. This is Bleak. But while he's writing an eye on my diary,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take the little dagger I got, and try to carve. I'm happy if I have to lose some hit points for this.
Okay.
Try to carve a super small moon. I don't know. Where's a good place to cut? On my shoulder, I guess, just randomly. I'm trying to.
Okay.
Like say a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to create a little on the spot
Okay,
bloody
I'm
holy
back.
symbol.
Oh, hold on. I'll be right back.
I feel like a shoulder's meaty. It can take that. I'll carve a little moon. I don't know if it'll help at all or not, but worth a try.
I think that would work.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes. I'm
Good,
back.
James? Okay.
Yes. So I think what I had mentioned was drawing the symbol of the Watcher on the diary, so I could use it as a holy symbol.
Yeah. So
We're both crouching down, making our little handmade symbols.
What? Wait, what's yours? I don't remember what you were
so
making
as
yours out of.
you,
I'm
as
cutting a
you,
moon
I
into
was
my
gonna say,
shoulder.
as you draw in the diary, you just see Isadora take the tip of the dagger and carve a rough moon crescent shape, like right above her collarbone in her shoulder.
She's doing that as I look up to hand her the pen. Like, okay, now you do your.
No one's ever going to take it from me again.
Okay. Do you all want to test and see if it worked, or are you just gonna wait and see?
I'm going to. I mean, I only have one channel divinity. Oh, but I can do. No, I can't because I don't want to hurt him.
You don't
No,
have to.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it. I'm not
All
testing
right.
it.
So what are you doing? You've got there. So far, you've heard there is like blowing wind. You hear some like distant raven calls. The sound of the town is like just on the other side of the walls. You have yet to hear any movement from either within the prison building, the Reformation Center building behind you, or within the courtyard. Both of you make a stealth check for me
Sure.
before we go any further. Because you are both like just standing out in this courtyard.
That was a natural 20, baby.
Glad you're
Thank
stealth because I
God.
got a 3.
Okay.
You
So
stay here, I'll
far-
make some noise.
So far, no, you haven't noticed any movement or guard activity outside.
And there's no. I mean, I'm if I'm looking at the courtyard and I'm looking for anything that could be a makeshift ladder, something that can lean,
Give me an
something that is
investigation
10
check.
feet tall,
That's what you're looking
basically,
for.
that
Yep.
can
Give me an
lean.
investigation check.
Okay.
I'm checking my spells. I'm trying to see if I have anything that would be helpful.
Nope, I'm not going to see it. I got a 5
Okay.
total. That's perception, investigation.
Yeah, there are some barrels,
Oh,
but that's
Do we want-
how many
the
barrels?
only thing you
Stack
see.
a barrel? Stack a barrel or two?
I don't see any of their options.
Certainly.
All
Stay
right.
alert. Be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, Zoot, make a strength check.
Strength or athletics?
Make a straight strength check just to lift
strength.
it
Sure.
and sort of drag it over to the wall.
So, that's only a 10.
Okay. You start to pull it and move it and try to maneuver your form around it, and you're able to not really lift it but drag it. But the second that you start, you realize, ooh, it's gonna make some noise. So it's up to you whether or not you want to keep going. But with a
Let's-
10, you're not going to be able to do it sort of deftly.
Don't forget you've got. I'll give you my advantage. I'll give you my advantage, and you have guidance.
Can I peek inside the barrel? Because the only way I wouldn't be able to automatically pick it up is if there's over 240 pounds of material in this barrel.
No, go ahead.
And I am curious what is inside. Okay, I don't know if do I have to undo a latch? Does it just pop off?
So you would have to like jar, like pry open the top of the barrel. It's sealed.
Okay, I'll try that. I'm curious. I mean, I think it could be useful. It's 250 pounds of
Okay, so
We got nothing better to do.
it. Okay, so is that straight strength or athletics?
that's actually to pry it open. Let's say that's a dex check.
I'm touching you for
Ooh.
guidance.
Ooh, that's so I add a D4 to that.
Yeah, you've got guidance.
Okay, and dexterity check. It's the one. So without the D4, it was 17. I'm going to roll the D4 and get an additional 1 for 18.
18.
Yeah, 18 total.
Okay. So
Why
you-
is this so heavy?
You lift it and got that it's full of some sort of food component. You can't quite tell what it is. But it's very sort of thick and you're not really able, you can try to taste it, but it's this sort of like heavily salted, compressed food stuff is what you're gathering.
So it tastes salty
It's
and compressed.
super salty, and the texture is like compressed and mashed down to sort of fit as much as possible into this barrel.
Not bad. I don't have pockets really or a backpack anymore, so I wish I could take it. But I'll just taste it and leave it, and then I am going to try to bring the barrel over, despite the sound.
You just see a tiny child's hand sticking out of the top of the barrel. Kidding. Okay, so you are gonna continue to try to drag it over, while making some noise. Make another stealth check for me.
Can I
Zoot.
cast? Wait, I might have a spell. Fuck. No, I didn't prepare silence. Nope, I got nothing. Got
Great, stealth.
freaking nothing.
12.
You've got guidance. Roll it. I'm just
Oh, and
tapping you. I'm
guidance.
just following along,
Yeah,
tapping
she's
you.
yeah. You've
So, great, thank you. I'll add a d4 to that, so that's actually 13.
okay.
So
All right. With some
much food, so salty.
with some maneuvering, you get it over to the wall. You've got one barrel, and it's probably 3.5 to 4 feet tall. So you've now got, if you stood on the barrel, you've got 16 feet to go. And you,
all right,
I would say you, Zoot, reaching, you're probably 11 feet with your reach, I would say.
Oh yeah, with my arms up.
With your
Yeah,
arms
yeah,
straight
yeah.
in the air, you're probably close to 11 feet.
Yep, I think this is a case of I gotta be strong enough to lift you up, and you can reach your reach, while I'm holding you up against the wall. On the barrel is probably going to touch the top, right? You're like 5 foot, maybe.
Yeah,
5 foot
yeah.
4.
Yeah. I think I made myself kind of tall, actually.
Nice.
Let me see. I typed it out. 5'6", not that tall, but a little tall.
Go tall characters. All right, I think it explains itself. Let's get up here.
Yeah, we'll try a boost.
Okay. Both of you make athletics rolls.
I'd usually be afraid of the barrel falling over, but luckily there's 250 pounds of food in here.
I'm gonna guidance myself, not Zoot.
Okay.
Sorry, bud. You're better at
Yeah,
athletics.
that's fine. Athletics, yeah. Unless I roll really
shit.
low, in which case I only got a 12.
That's okay, because I have a -1 in athletics. Hang on, so let me roll my 1d4.
I mean, do you weigh less than 240? Because if that's the case,
Yeah, I do weigh less than 240, and I got a 23.
I was going to say my
22,
carrying
sorry.
capacity, now that I've been
It's-
relieved of all of my inventory,
It's less about you being able to lift her and more about you being able to
lift her up
Fully.
over my
prop
head.
her
Sure,
up over
sure,
your
sure,
head
sure.
and like
Oh, yeah.
get her into a situation, and for her to be able to then grab the top of the wall and climb to the top.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Which-
balance here, too. So.
Which she is able to do. So Isadora, Zoot sort of picks you up and maneuvers you onto his shoulders and then up onto his hands, lifts you up, and you're just able, as he's sort of holding onto your feet and ankles, to grip the top of the wall. And with that roll, with a 23, you can grip and cling your way up. You have reached the top of the wall. You now have a wyvernborn that
At
is
the bottom, yep. Far too low for me to reach.
super heavy and about 6 feet below you.
What do I see at the top of the wall?
Immediately on the other side of the wall, street,
Okay.
houses, buildings. You're back
How-
in the town. This
How
Reformation
thick
Center
is this
is
wall?
in the middle. It's probably 2.5, 3 feet thick.
Okay, so I can be on top of it.
You can stand
You
on
got
it,
a lot of
yes.
questions. You got a lot of
wanna
questions
look-
while you're up there.
Now that you're
wanna
on the
look,
top of the wall, make a stealth check.
Yep.
You are now a figure silhouetted.
I'm like low on the wall. I have not stood up. I'm
Yes.
like,
Yep.
doesn't matter. That was nat 1.
You
Can
clamber.
I use? Oh, I can't use my own advantage.
Oh, wait, I
Nope,
have
too late,
group
too
assistance?
late. You can't do it.
Oh, wait, you didn't
after
roll
you-
anything.
She did. She rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, well,
Oh, you rolled a nat 1. Now let me give you advantage. Oh no. So you clamber to the top of the wall, and as you do, your like last push off of Zoot just lets out a grunt, and as your feet get purchased on the top of the wall, they kick off a small stone as you sort of gain your footing, and it clambers down, not onto the courtyard side, but onto the street below you. And you don't know what the consequences of that are.
Right.
Just
I mean,
heard it happen.
if no one's coming yet, I'm going to crawl just along the top of the wall to see if I can find anything anywhere along the wall.
Any
any ladder, any stairs, any. Yeah.
Okay, so which way did you go? Did you go left along the wall or did you go right along the wall?
Can I roll perception to see if
Give me
I
a perception.
know which
check.
way's better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm no longer running from the guards. Ha! I will screen share like Zoot does. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Nat 1 to Nat 20, baby.
You have gotten your bearings as you've been sort of processing and standing. You know for certain you did not see this courtyard when you came into the prison. So you know that the entrance to the prison that you came through, the street that you walked down, has to be on the other side of the building. So you know that you have to go, based on the walls that you saw in the court, you have to go left and then left again to get back to the front of the building, if that's where you want to be.
Inside the prison, we're gonna have to go back inside to go left and left, or like around this courtyard?
On the wall. Like,
on the wall,
if
okay.
to get to the building where like the part where you know there's a gate.
Okay.
Left and then left.
I'm gonna just like whisper down to try to get him to follow me and walk as I scurry along the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hop off the barrel. Probably not all too stealthily.
Make a
But
stealth check. Give me a stealth check.
yeah.
This will just be your general stealth for your next.
I'll give you my
few
advantage. I haven't
rounds.
used it.
There you go.
Take my advantage.
Pure persistence. Oh boy.
There it is.
Before you roll, I'm gonna.
Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? Look at that. And this time you said it before I rolled that natural one.
Woo.
I'm gonna re-roll it. Great. 17.
Okay. All right. You make your way sort of. Isadora's crawling along the top of the wall. Dude is stealthily creeping through the courtyard.
I've got a handful of the salty stuff.
You both hear movement. As you sort of make that first turn to come back along towards the front of the building,
We're so close.
you see two guards posted at the gate. So you see the gate, but you've got two guards standing on either side of it inside the courtyard. Isadora,
Okay.
you're on the wall.
Yeah.
There are no real windows to this building. As you saw when you came in, there are just tiny little slits on the top. You realize that you were in some sort of underground space, came up through the hatch into the courtyard. So no one's really observing you from the building itself. Right now, all you perceive are these two guards.
How close are we to them?
You've probably got another 60 to 70 feet of wall from the corner that you're on to the gate in the middle of the wall.
I want to kind of. And I'm going to try as quietly as I can to keep crawling along the top of the wall, like down on my stomach. And I'm trying to get to 20 feet of them.
Okay. Give me one more stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
Sorry.
I would like to prepare an action
That's fair.
to chop some heads if this spell doesn't work.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Okay.
I don't know if it's good enough or not.
All right. You make your way towards them because of the dark of night and the position of yourself on the wall. They don't seem to notice as you creep closer.
As soon as I get to 20 feet of them, I want to cast sleep. Which technically, well, I guess Tyler, you can tell me it has mechanical components. I don't know that if all of my spell components were taken.
What are the mechanical components it needs?
It's pinch of sand, rose petals, or a cricket are the three
Well,
options.
I was going to say if you've got a holy symbol, that is in place of the
Oh, that's true. I'm a
material.
cleric.
This'll
Great.
tell
Yeah.
you.
So I
the
guess
symbol.
it'll tell me if my little cut will work.
Yep.
Great. Well, I'll go ahead and roll, and you can tell me if it does anything. That's 5d8. Sorry, my computer is so slow. I forgot my
Screaming, she's
real
hanging
dice
on.
today. She's screaming. She's trying so hard. This is your last time, baby. You don't have to do this again. That's 3, 11, 19, 26, 29. That's 29 hit points of creatures fall asleep. Starting with the creature with the lowest hit point.
29.
That's high. Did you get like 2 8s?
Actually, can I cast that as second level and roll again? Roll one more.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's another 8. That's
You actually get to roll 2
30.
dice.
Hmm?
You get to roll another one, so 30 something plus another 1d8.
Oh, 2d8.
It's
36.
an additional 2d8 per level up.
That was those were 2 8s on those rerolls. So that is 44 points of creatures for that second level.
I mean, I've got my longsword ready. I did say I'm prepared. If this spell doesn't work, we're gonna enter initiative, and it's gonna be ugly.
Thank Corellin that you casted at second level.
Oh my god.
As you cast this spell, Olive gets so excited and just starts barking
Is
furiously.
she proud of me, Tyler?
She
Olive
is
proud
so
of me?
proud of you because as you mutter
Inspiration.
the words, you feel that cut in your shoulder start to just pulse. And you know, yep, that fucking worked. And both of the guards stop.
All
What are
right,
you
I'll look
doing?
around and beckon at
They
Zoot.
did not drop quietly. They are
Yeah.
fully armored
Mm-hmm.
and sort of thunk,
Down. Yeah.
flattered to the ground. You
Fucking
don't
run.
know what you don't know what happened, but you just know
Yeah.
that they're down. What are you doing?
I'm not run. I'm gonna just shout it because I'm like 40 feet away now. I'm gonna
Okay.
shout it at Zoot to run.
Okay.
I'm
are you
waiting for
doing?
him to get there because I can't jump 20 feet.
Yeah, sure. The second I hear her yell, I'm gonna send a telepathic message and say, "Why did you yell?"
So you know to come.
I'm running. I'm running. I'm running. I'm running. Okay.
Okay.
I'm running.
You run through through this like last bit of courtyard. You get to the gate. There's a gate. There's 2
Yeah.
guards' bodies on one side of the gate. Isadore's on the wall above you. What are you doing?
I assume a gate is much easier to climb than a wall.
Or search them for keys.
So the
Oh.
way that I was gonna say the way that the gate is structured, there's wall.
What do you think I should do, Isadora?
There's
Search them for
iron
keys,
gate and then
Zoot.
sort of stone arch built up above the gate. So even if you climbed up the iron gate itself, you'd still have a
Right,
stone.
I'm under the arch. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I wasn't sure which side of the wall there's the arch. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I'll search him for keys.
Give me an investigation check.
I don't know if this door looks like it's the kind that has a key, but let's go ahead and roll 1d20 plus investigation.
What
is
else would it
enough.
have?
I don't know. Usually there's like usually isn't there a big wheel on top that opens these things? I do not find a key because that is again a
Fucking
1.
Christ. Oh my god. Oh my god, we are at the door.
Okay.
And you don't see any
are-
sort of like gate wheel up there?
I don't see any gate wheel. Can I roll perception?
You can roll a perception check. You're pretty confident there's not a
There's no
giant
gate wheel.
gate wheel. This is not like a portcullis for a castle. This is,
I don't know how they do things in Barovia. I only know how they do it in the cities and terrace.
Can I cast? This is so dumb. Can I cast Moonbeam on the gate with my? Hey, now that I'm level 4 with my second level spell slot, I don't know if it'll affect a gate. It's my
can
highest damage dealing.
Certainly
thing.
try. It's again not going to be subtle or quiet or.
Nope. But at this point, I don't know what else we've got. Now that's not a roll. That's just something I do.
Yeah, I mean, you can
I don't know that it
definitely.
does anything.
You can definitely try. I don't. You would make an Arcana check for me.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciated. Good. Sorry. Scrolling between my spells and my stats. 17, because I have a -1 in Arcana.
You would know that the type of damage that happens with Moonbeam might be able to affect something like an Iron Gate, but you're not purely convinced because you know that it's not the sort of effect as some other magical spells and attacks that you have that do like specifically force damage or bludgeoning types of
Do
damage.
I have any that do force or bludgeoning? Let me check. I think I took all necrotic or radiant. I took all necrotic or radiant damage spells. Zoot, you've got a sword though, right? Can I cast Fairy Fire in the gate to give him advantage to smack it?
Is this a wooden gate or a stone?
It's
or
it's an
metal
iron gate.
Yeah, it's an iron gate.
Yeah, that's not gonna help.
Even Zoot knows that swords on an
That's
iron
not
gate.
gonna-
That's a whole evening's adventure.
Zoot, you're going to be mad at me, but I can't jump down 20 feet, so it's stupid for me to jump down the outside. Can you catch me? I'll come back down, we'll figure out what to do from the ground.
Uh,
I'm going to break a fucking leg and die if I
Yeah.
try to jump down the other side.
well, how big are the holes in the gate? Can I fit an arm or two through the holes to try to catch her on the other side?
You could. I don't know how effective. You would definitely be trying to catch her at disadvantage. I can tell you that.
I was gonna say, I mean disadvantage for sure, but then I could at least get a hand on her for lay on hands or something. So, okay.
You've used up your lay on.
He's got 5
Yeah,
more.
I got a little. I got
Oh,
5 more.
that's true.
Got
That's
5 more.
true. That's true.
Look, if you're gonna come down, you got to do it on the other side.
Okay.
If you have to come back for me, go find the others.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll
So you're gonna sort of
Yes.
shimmy up the arch
yeah.
and jump down. So the arch goes up probably another 8 to 10 feet above the other part of the wall. So it's about a 30-foot drop.
Just try to land at least at my feet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Both of you make athletics checks.
And I'm doing mine at
Isadora, I'll let you
disadvantage.
do athletics or acrobatics. Zoot, this
I
is
don't-
your athletics. For
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna give my group assistance to Isadora. So you have advantage, and then this is disadvantaged athletics or acrobatics. You say?
Zoot, you're at disadvantage.
Wait, don't roll it.
Oh, don't roll it.
Can I give Zoot my group assistance?
Yes,
do we
have to
be there?
you're the last one to give it tonight. So yes, so Zoot, it's
Yes.
just a straight roll.
So it's a straight roll.
Great. Not at
I got a
disadvantage.
17.
17.
I got a 12 total.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like neck breaking, but maybe arm breaking. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't
So-
know.
Isadora, you would normally have taken 11 points of fall damage. You're only going to take 5. Because
Okay.
Zoot is going to that assistance from Zoot is going to help you a bit. You're definitely not feeling great, but you are on the ground on the other side of the gate.
Okay.
I'm going to use my other lay on hands. That's going to be the last for the day. I'll try it again. It worked that time.
2 more points, Tyler.
2 more points.
Can I look at the outside of the gate and see if I can find any way to unlock it from the outside? Make an investigation,
Give me
perception.
an investigation check.
Uh,
I would say investigation or perception, whichever you would choose.
18
Okay.
without
an-
perception.
With an 18, you are able to very clearly, as you're peering around and looking your eyes land on the body of the guard that has fallen forward, and you very clearly see a giant brass keyring on the back of his
Zoot.
belt that Zoot, with his natural one, completely missed.
Zoot, the keys behind you on his belt.
No, I wish there were.
No, turn around. They're right there. I can see them. Pick them up. Unlock the
Inspiration,
fucking
James
gate.
Ruth. Inspiration, James Ruth. Holy shit, that was funny.
Pick up the fucking keys. Pick up the fucking
Shit. Okay. Shh. Calm down.
Just you see a single tear. I wish there were, Isadora. Fucking hell.
I
Okay,
got it.
Got the keys.
Where does it go? Do I see a keyhole somewhere?
You do, yes. There's clearly a lock right in the middle of the gate between the two sides of it that
Big iron lock. That makes sense.
uh-huh.
They do things weird here.
You know, an
Not a
iron
single
lock on an
wheel in
iron
sight.
gate.
I unlock it.
You unlock it, the gate is open, the two of you have access to the town. Where are you going?
I want to. I think we leave right now. I have a name. I need to go outside of town. They're much less likely to come after us.
Not without the others.
I think we put them in more danger if we go find them.
Not without the others.
Okay. All right.
Okay. This would have been twice as easy if we had all four of us.
No, you're right. I'm worried about them. Yes. Okay. Do we know where they are?
No idea.
The church, the tavern. Those are the only places we've had mentioned.
Yes.
Not the church. The tavern.
Yes.
I don't know how to get there. Wait, I do. We were told where it is. All right, let's go. Put disguise back on
Barovia.
yourself, friend.
Okay.
Weird
Nothing
fucking
happens.
eyes come back. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't
Nothing
do it.
happens.
You can't do it again.
Once a
I
day.
forgot once a day.
Right. Well, we're
All
going
right.
to the tavern.
We got
I'm on a
7
bad
foot tall-
cycle.
We got a 7-foot tall wyvern born. Make a stealth check, both of you.
Guidance to Zoot. Sorry. Should have given it to myself. 9.
Nice. I got a 17 with the guidance. Thank you.
Okay.
And then I am the last thing I'll do, just out of habit, as we go slinking towards the city and sort of staying low. I'm gonna reach back and I'm gonna grab my shield and I'm gonna hand it off to Isadora. But Isadora, it's not. It looks like my shield, but it's massive and glowing, and it's got a green sort of arcane magic to it. Same logo of the Watcher in the center, just like my old big shield. And I'm gonna hand it off to you, not even paying attention. It's just I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Isadora. Isadora gets +2 AC.
That's awesome.
So for the next hour, I don't know how long. Shield of Faith. One of these AC things. For the next 10
Probably
minutes.
10
Okay,
minutes.
so 10 minutes. Yeah, so 10 minutes. So while we head to town, you've got +2 AC.
I'm casting Protection of Good and Evil on you again, because that ran out a while ago.
Yes, it did.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'll take this beautiful glowing shield.
And the best part is you don't even have to be proficient. You just get it.
I mean, I am, but
Oh, well, yeah.
Marshall.
I know how to use I know how to use a shield. This actually makes me feel like 10 times.
You have
better.
dagger, you have shield. You do not have shield, but you have longsword.
Yeah.
And you make your way stealthily enough, barely, through the town of Alaki. And you arrive at the Blue Water Inn. Where
Oh,
you
hear something?
see Willa at the center of the room, bowing.
we did it.
You see a giant. You hear these cheers as you enter the room. People are erupting and screaming and crawling over themselves. And it is just freaking pandemonium in this place. They are going wild for her.
Ah,
We shouldn't be seen. Let's get them and oh my god.
What are you doing?
I want to
I
slip around
guess,
to the
The two of you are
yeah,
just
alley,
sort of,
back alley, yeah.
did they know you're here?
I was
I figured we
yeah,
stay
sure, let's go
outside of the
back alley
building
for now.
in an alley for now.
I think we could
Okay.
stick our heads in, go back around to the side to
Okay.
go back in minutes not so fucking
Okay.
We were so close to being reunited. Sorry, guys.
So Willa and Winnie, you are finished with the performance. You see this sort of like local band of musicians have clambered back and are picking up, just performing house music, basically. Danica is like just heaping praise on you. She says like over and over again, she's just saying, no charge for your room, no charge for your room. You stay as long as you want. We are so blessed to have you here with us. And Erwin, who is just very stoic, but is also super kind and sweet, is just like laughing behind her and is like, that was the best show we have had here in a long, long time.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to perform here. I'm so happy I was able to do it. I really do appreciate all of this. Drinks all around, I say.
Oh, that's right, because you still have money. So, yeah, for drinks, I would say mark off 20 gold to pay for a round for everybody at the bar in the room.
Ooh, how about no?
Drinks for all the ladies.
What if drinks for me in winter?
All right, so that's going to be about 2 silver then. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, 2 silver.
I don't know. I only have gold pieces.
Yeah,
How do I get?
so 10 silver to a gold. 10 gold to a platinum.
Okay.
So just mark off, you now have, what, 49 gold and 8
78.
silver. Okay.
78 gold pieces. Sure, whatever.
Wait, you had 80?
Yeah.
You have 79
because-
and 8 silver pieces now.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to.
They were packing them in, Jeff. This bar is cramped right now. There are over
Yeah.
100 people watching this show.
I'm gonna see if I
In
can
a
wiggle.
30-foot bar?
Well, it's a 30-foot radius.
It's
No,
actually a swarm. You're under attack by a swarm of patrons.
The spell is a 30-foot radius, so it's
Right.
60 feet around. So I would say that encompasses most of the room.
So I'm gonna head. I'm going to. Can I I want to try and find a pipe or something. I want to go have a smoke break, like a musician.
Yeah, there are plenty of willing women and men who will literally do anything for you right now. So you can.
I should have got them to buy us drinks.
I
What
was
the
gonna
hell?
say, I don't know why you didn't think of that, but
I
whatever.
I'm an independent. Did I get tipped, by the way?
Did you put out your hat for tips?
Did you put out your hat for tips?
I took that shit off at the beginning and waved my hair
threw it on
out.
the ground. Did you
Yeah.
or Winnie come back around at the end? Because that will change things.
Winnie, would you? I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to if I was entertaining.
I would say maybe. We've done this a couple times. Have we ever done this before? Where you were
I
street
feel like-
performing and I would be your stage
Yeah.
manager /
Well,
Tip-
when we were younger, because I won't let you go into the brothel.
Yeah, I know. You just make me stand outside and pretend
Yeah.
you're not doing anything
Yeah.
bad in there.
Yeah.
You're good.
So I will say, if you put out a hat, or at least made it clear that you wanted to request money at the end of this thing. You rake in 16 gold when all is told.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
It's part of the Isadora needs ship fund.
We are not giving this money to Isadora. We might as well just give it back to the poor people.
She needs armor.
Okay, what are your...
Come on,
Oh,
let's go
true.
outside.
You know what? True. I take that back. I take that back.
I'm gonna go smoke. Do you want to come with me?
Smoking's bad.
Great.
It's not good for
Let's
your
go.
lungs. Think of your lung capacity.
There it is. Do it. Ooh, look at that long drag. Long drag.
That was sexy as hell. I love smoke.
Let's go.
All right, the two
I'm
of
gonna-
you make your
I'm
way
not
outside.
gonna go. I
Oh.
don't approve of her smoking habits.
Willa, you head outside. Irina is going to follow you and join you.
I'm gonna pass her the pipe.
Oh, and she absolutely imbibes. She is down.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Whew.
That
was fun. Haven't done that in a
was
while.
incredible. I mean, I have seen, traveling performers and bards come through Barovia every now and then, but that was like literally magical.
Yeah, it's good when we work together. We can make magic.
Willa, make a perception check, and Zoot and Isadora make perception checks.
That is a natural 20.
That's a 22, not nat.
So
30,
25.
22.
Yeah, Willa and Isadora, I would say, Willa, you recognize that there are a lot of people sort of milling around outside of the tavern. Either they were watching through the windows, or they're just hanging out or having a drink or a smoke outside. Isadora, you very distinctly hear Irina's voice outside.
Yeah, suit. Going to grab him. And I was going to say by the collar, but I'm wearing his shirt. This looks really bad all of a sudden. And drag him.
Isadora and Hector.
Isadora and Hector? Don't you mean Hector and Zoot?
Hector and Zoot, sorry.
Hector. Yeah.
I'm going to drag him.
Where are we going?
Drag him.
Where are we going?
Irina. Drag him around. Oh my god, she's never gonna believe I'm not sleeping with you and I'm trying to marry her brother. This is so bad.
He's shirtless. You're wearing his shirt.
We were sleeping in the room together at the house.
You're
awful.
both super sweaty because you've both
This
just
is the
been in a
worst. This
chase.
is literally the worst. I don't care. I'm dragging him around. There's blood dripping down the.
Yep, there is.
Irina.
Irina just sort of turns over their shoulder and just like
Hello.
Is like shell shocked and just like turns to you, Willa, and goes, what? What do we do?
What's
What do we
wrong?
do?
What do you mean? What do we do? What's going on?
And she just points, and you just see shirtless Zoot and Isadora in basically like a moo nightshirt because it's down to her knees with blood dripping down one shoulder, and they're just like waving at you from the side alley next to the tavern.
Okay. Let's go to the side alley next to the tavern. I immediately, when I get in close proximity to Zoot, I reach out a hand and I cast invisibility on him.
All right, Zoot, you are invisible.
We got arrested, and then we broke out of prison, and now we're here.
What?
Good, James.
What?
So good.
Well, Zoot
James.
raged like he used to as a warrior. He had ghostly wings. It was very
I know
scary.
that.
And then I
know
attacked
you
a
were in
dog,
prison, but
And
you,
then we got arrested, and then we broke
why are
out.
you bleeding? What happened? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm.
Does that hurt?
Very badly.
Did you do that to
actually.
yourself?
Yes, it's moon. Can you tell?
Yeah, it looks fresh. You should put something over it. But anyway, back to this.
Yeah.
Why did you break out?
Because they were going to torture us into reformation, probably.
Willa's having like a slight panic attack. I'm pacing back and forth, doing some breathing.
Every other cell was a dead body. They were killing everyone in every cell. We had to get out.
It was not good. It was.
I made a deal for your life.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I think we should leave town right now. Irina, I'm sorry. I don't think the city is safe for you. It's certainly not safe for us. I think we should go before anything else can happen here. This is a bad place. I think we should.
We don't have any things. We need things.
You're not wrong. But the guards are going to come looking for us.
Okay. What if I have the tavern, my room, for free as long as we want, okay? What if, Zoot is gonna be the biggest thing that will shit, we can't get him inside, it's packed. Oh God. Need a plan.
Am I invisible?
Okay, should Zoot and I go sleep at the church? The pastors seem to be friends with me.
Don't go there. That place is gross.
It is. It's awful. Everything is bad here. Nothing is good here. This is the worst place I have ever been in my entire life.
Okay. Zoot, what do you think we should do? By the way, I'm really sorry. I did cast wizard magic on you, but I had to because you.
Oh, this is good.
Out.
This is good.
Okay. I didn't ask permission. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. We broke a lot of rules today.
We broke so many rules today.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so this is good. Winnie will be really happy to see you. She was willing to throw down her whole life for you. I wasn't. I'm sorry, but she was, and that's what matters.
That's all right. I would throw down my life for her too.
I
know. I just wanted to be practical.
If you can get me somewhere to rest and meditate, I should be able to turn back into my imperceptible disguise tomorrow.
Right. So
then we need a disguise for Isadora.
I'm gonna get everyone to come out here, and then I want you to go into the tavern, go up the stairs, and make your way to my room, which is room number. It's my room number.
If anyone tries to cut my hair off.
The rooms aren't really numbered. You just know that you're at the top of the stairs to the left and at the end of the hall.
I'm at the top of the stairs to the left at the end of the hall. Go there. I'm gonna get everyone to come out.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe disguise yourself a little bit if you can, Isadora.
I'm going to look at my one dagger in my one hand.
Do I have anything on me?
I mean, Irina just sort of like reaches around and like takes her cloak off and passes it to you, Isadora, and it's like,
Thank you.
This will help.
Do.
I don't know.
It's better than nothing. This is so bad.
Perfect.
Please don't tell your brother that this happened.
You all are a lot. I just, wow, this is.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I think they are too, Irina. If you can go help them get to the top.
I will show them where the room is. Yes.
I'll make a scene. I am going to approach the tavern, and I'm gonna swing open the door. And I'm gonna stick my head in, and I'm gonna say, which one of you wants to buy me a drink?
And you just hear an eruption of voices from inside.
Whoever gets to me first gets to have a drink with me. And I'm going to turn around and try and get people to come out.
Make a performance check for me.
Fuck.
You've just asked
so jealous.
who wants to have a drink to a bunch of people who are already in a bar, and now you're asking those people to leave said bar to then chase you to then go back to the bar and have a drink.
I understand it's a lot, but I'll manipulate my shirt a little bit.
Give me a performance check. Just straight roll.
All right, so that is a 13 plus 17.
Okay. you certainly don't clear the place out, but specifically, definitely the two boys who have been tripping over themselves all
Perfect.
night leave, and they grab probably a handful, half a dozen of their compatriots, and there's a very obvious sort of competitive jostling to get to you and out the door first. Seeing them sort of mass move through the middle of the bar, others are kind of, rather than coming out to see or to try to catch you, they're just coming out to watch and see what happens. So you're able to clear probably a good like third of the people out of the bar as they're kind of
That's
just
good.
watching you be chased playfully through the streets by a bunch of
Yeah,
drunken
I'm
men
gonna
and women.
play. Ha 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 ha.
Make a dexterity check for me, Willa.
Okay. I don't know if it's gonna go well.
I'm gonna ask Isadora while they're doing that. I'm gonna send a mental message to Isadora. I'll say, if I'm a ghost, why can't I pass through things?
I can't answer.
15?
You are able to kind of dodge out of the way of some of the more aggressive hands that are trying to reach you and catch you.
Good.
Ultimately, though, you are tagged sort of on the shoulder, and you turn around, and there is just a very young elven woman who is just so happy that she was the one to touch you first, and
I ship
is just breathlessly being like, we get to drink now, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
drink.
You were just, and she's just like staring you in the eyes and is like, you were so wonderful. And she's like, you don't know how old she is for an elf, but she presents as like teenage, young, just like doe-eyed, super eager, long, dark brown hair, like almost to like all the way down her back, dressed very nicely.
Yeah.
And she's just breathing heavily and is like, still has her hand on your shoulder, like is not gonna stop touching you until you like ask her to. And
Alright.
she is just ready to sit with you and just drink you in all night. That's all she wants to
All
do.
right. That sounds like a plan. Hi, I'm Willa. Let's go grab a drink.
I am Liev. This is very nice to meet you. And you just she ushers you. She's
Yep.
like grabbing you by the hand and is like bringing you back inside.
Let's go.
So she's gonna post right up to the front of the bar with Danica.
Okay.
While this is happening, Isadora and Zoot, you are able to sneak back in with Irina and get up to the room. Winnie, what are you doing? You didn't go outside during any of this. You've just been in the bar. You then see your sister poke her head in, say, "Come and get me." A third of the bar leaves, and then you see Irina come back in, guiding this one sort of cloaked individual.
I would probably go out with my sister when she enticed the crowd to go after her.
Okay.
And try and make sure she didn't get hurt.
Okay.
And I probably get trampled on, if we're being honest.
Well, you definitely get jostled, but as you sort of make your way out there, you see that she's okay. She's ultimately, everything's sort of playful and ends smoothly. Are you heading back to the room? Are you just going to hang out with her? You see her kind of get sort of dragged back into the bar by this young
Ooh.
woman.
See, Willa always makes me like leave before this part starts. So,
You're a woman now, Winter.
I'll probably sneak back in and sit at the bar and maybe see if I can get any supplies from Danica. Perhaps like a small leather pouch or
Yeah, I would say that you're able to convince her to give you some stuff. What specifically are you asking for? A leather pouch she can definitely procure for you.
Yes, I was thinking a leather pouch. Maybe an empty jug if they have it. And any sort of like, no, I would say just like the jug and the leather pouch are really what I'm after.
Okay. Yeah, they can definitely get you those two things.
And I'm just observing from the wings.
Mhm.
The little scene that's playing out with my sister.
Okay. Irina, Isadora, Zoot, you make it back upstairs. Zoot, you're still invisible because Will is downstairs.
Yeah, I'll go into the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Irina just like flings her arms around you, Isadora, and is like, "Oh, oh,
I'm gonna give her the biggest hug and probably cry a little bit.
thank the morning Lord. I am so happy. I never say that, but this, I thought you two were gone for sure. Oh, we met with the burgomaster. He is. There's so much that's happened. I don't know how you made it here, but
I don't know how we did either.
and the two of you just kind of sit and plop down at the edge of the bed, and just breathe and sigh. Willa,
Yeah.
I will leave it up to you what you want to do. This Liev is very interested in you and is very up for spending as much time with you as you will give her.
I will spend as much time with her as I can. What is her name?
Liev.
Liev. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. And she's an elf, but she looks of age, right?
Oh.
You said she was like young.
Well, I mean, like,
looking.
I mean, if you asked her, she would. Yeah, she's definitely of age.
Okay, great. I will let her know. Well, I'll see if she wants to go to the festival with me.
And her eyes just sort of dim a little bit, and she says, "Oh, the festival. Sure, I'll be there. I suppose. You can definitely find me there."
Do you not? Is that not what you want?
And she sort of like looks around and lowers her voice, and the festivals are not what.
I'm gonna say shh, and I'm gonna put my finger to her head, and I'm gonna hop in her head with message, and I'm gonna say, "You can speak freely here."
And she just sort of, like, a smile creeps over her face, and she nods her head, and she just goes, "The burgomaster is a fool if he thinks these festivals are doing anything to keep the Devil Strahd out of the city. We are trapped by his rule, and so the festivals are not a place where I would want to spend time with you, because I feel that the only people who enjoy the festivals are his lackeys and the people that kiss his boots. The rest of us just go along."
Why do you think that it's? What do you think's causing the devil not to be here?
I think the Count is the Count of the land, and he controls the realm, and if he saw fit to come to Vallaki, he would come. We just are not that interesting to him. But the Baron seems to think that his stupid rituals keep him away, but...
Okay. if you don't want to spend time with me at the festival, where shall we spend some time together?
And she just sort of like reaches forward and puts her hand on yours and says, I have a room upstairs. And Winnie,
All right.
you are watching this, I'm assuming, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm taking notes, is what I'm doing.
I will say.
Now remember, Winnie, that was all in their head though. So you
Oh,
didn't
but
Right.
I know when she touches her temple, there's I don't know what they said obviously, but I know when
Right.
she normally touches her temple.
Right.
So in my notes it just says secret sexy talk.
Which room is yours?
If you head up the stairs and just walk down the hallway, I am the third door on the right.
I'll meet you there. I just have to let my sister know that I will be late.
She just sort of nods and like brushes her hand off of yours as she walks away and sort of makes her way upstairs.
All right, I'm gonna go look around in the crowd. I'm gonna run to Winnie. I am going to take her by the hands, and I'm going to say, Winter, I like girls, and I'm gonna go be with one. I'll see you in the morning. Make sure all the rules are followed.
Isn't going off on your own breaking a rule?
I'll just be a few doors down, and I'll wink,
Nice.
and I'll go run up the stairs.
Sleep with your earplugs in, sis. Okay.
I'll follow her just to make sure I know which room she's going
Okay.
into in case anything bad happens.
Good call.
Cool.
All right. Willa heads into Liev's room, sort of knocks on the door, and she opens the door and sort of smiles and lets you in. Winnie, are you heading back to the room?
Yeah. I'll head back to the room and I'll open the door and I'll proceed to close it. And I'll go, whoa! Willa's getting laid by an elf lady. You snooze, you lose, Isadora.
I'm just gonna walk up and throw my arms around her and give her such a big hug. Just such a big hug. I don't even care. And I'm gonna like reach out for Irina. I just want a group hug.
Wait, why are you... Is that Zoot's shirt?
It's a very long story.
Where's your shirt?
Irina, to be clear,
Where's Zoot? Wait, where's Zoot?
Zoot and I are such platonic friends. There is nothing I can say.
And Irina just sort of looks at you and is like, why are you...
I just need you to know this.
Oh, I
I need you
know.
to not. Okay, thank you.
Who will... Isadora, if I have my way, you will be marrying my brother within the year, so I have no qualms. She's like, I have no concerns that you are in love with our Wyvernborn friend, as much as I love him, and I'm sure that he would be wonderful. No,
Wait,
you are
where's Zoot?
Eastmarks through and through. I recognize that. And I would say probably... I don't know, Willa, what do you think? How long do you think you're with Liev until your concentration turns to other
You
things
can't concentrate.
and you can't concentrate on invisibility anymore?
The second the door closes, that shit's off.
Oh,
It's like I am
You hear like a door
I am
slam and then he
shifting
flames
I am
back into
shifting my
existence.
focus. Okay, so Zoot just pops back into with no warning because Willa's 3 doors down.
God damn.
I'm gonna let go of Winter and go hug Zoot. I'm just in tears and I just want to hug everyone. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. We did it. We're here.
This might be a small problem.
And Irina just sort of looks around and goes, where is Willa?
Oh, did you not hear
No.
the song I sang coming in?
No, I was I was talking to Isadora about Ismark.
Oh, she's just 3 doors down, getting laid by this sexy elf lady.
Good for her.
I don't think that's a priority, getting out of here.
You try stopping her when she's off doing her thing.
I don't want to.
I'm going to go lay down on the bed.
Huh?
And say, I love you all so much. Please, let's talk through everything in the morning. Please. Please.
And Irina
Did
just
you
sort of
cut yourself?
In the morning. Please.
Irina just goes over and says, I will just make sure, and she sort of locks the door from the inside and makes sure that you're all settled.
What about Willa? Does she have a key?
I'm sure that she will be able to, the boys could let her in
I don't need a key.
from the darkness. In your mind, you just hear, I don't need a key. All right.
These walls are thin.
And that, with the 4 of you reunited, and it feels so good. Back
Actually, can that be how it ends?
with I don't need a key.
No, with me singing reunited and it feels so good.
But not about the 4 of you. All right. So you are back at the Blue Water Inn. Together, you will see what the morning brings. Zoot, you're actually gonna be able to sleep tonight. Winnie, you're actually gonna be able to sleep tonight and not gain another point of exhaustion. Isadora,
please,
you
God,
might
I
gain
wanna sleep.
some hit points back in the morning. So yeah, that's where we will.
In double digits. It's cool.
We will call it an evening
You're invincible.
for tonight. Does anybody have anything that they want to plug or shout out, or anything before we say goodbye to our lovely viewers?
Roll those fucking
Nice.
All right.
dice.
Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.
Bye.